Hello and welcome everyone. We are here ready to go with our Kapp Gaming finals, or at least some of the finals here. I'm very excited to bring it to you here today. My name is Orbital. With me is, of course, the ever so lovely Trademark, and we will be bringing you the amazing winners finals, lower finals, and grand finals of this Warzone 2.0 tournament. Trademark, I'm excited for this one. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited for some Warzone action. Obviously, fresh off the skillet here. We just had the Code Bowl last weekend, so everybody's ready to go. We got combat stats now. We got our combat records, so you can actually track the stats and you can flex on your friends. How many wins you're gonna pull out here in the end of the year, because holiday season, a lot of people are gonna be having that extra free time. So excited to see what the level of competition these players are gonna bring for us today.
Yeah, just don't look about, more than 4 days in the past and we'll be good. So, that's the big thing. But that doesn't matter because, again, it all matters about how you played here today in this so amazing tournament. And we have a little bit of a format breakdown. So as you might have heard, we are already a little bit ways through the actual tournament itself. We are only taking a look at that winner's side in the lower finals and then the grand finals. But there has absolutely been some action. And Trademark, if you want to walk us through a little bit of what we're going to expect here and how a lot of this breaks down for the teams, the players, and the viewers watching.
Yeah, so we're going to be dropping into quads, playing as a full squad, as you mentioned, a duos race. So it'll be 2v2. Of course, all four of them going to be going into the same lobby. And at that point, it's just get as many kills as you possibly can and hope that you can outscore the duo that you're facing off against on the other side. Kills is everything, right? So you have to be able to factor in, what kind of strategy are you going to take? You're going to be a little more conservative to start this one out, but it's a best of one. So you don't really have any other opportunities to get out of this. Of course, there is that loser side of the bracket. There is the bottom finals that we still have yet to get to after this one, but this is pretty much a do or die situation. A best of one, 2v2s, jailbreaks don't count. This is all on the line. You have to play your best from the gate.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is, I love that you brought it up. It is a best of one. And the fact that some of these teams are currently battling all the way from the lower side, like some of these teams have been fighting since their first loss in the first round. These teams are not giving up, and I think that's what makes this so amazing. So if we can, we'll go ahead and pull up the bracket for you to give you a little bit of an idea of what to expect. And some of these teams, this is why I was saying, some of these teams have been giving us a little bit of a run for our money. As you can go ahead and see, we are going to go ahead and go ahead and get that winners finals for you here. First, it is Selfish Soldiers versus Opium, who both got into the winners quarterfinals and have made a beeline to the winners finals straight out.
Yeah, just going from obviously a long day of Warzone, you want to be able to have that longevity to get into the end game situation here. Team USA obviously has been fighting here from that second round of the bottom side of the bracket, but where we'll start, that Selfish Soldiers and Opium, of course, they still have that cushion that they can bounce down, but you look at the run that Team USA is making, you got to concern yourself that maybe there's something in the pocket that Team USA knows, because the fact that they've been going through the gauntlet, backs against the wall, nothing to lose. They might know something and have a leg up of advantage on the strategizing here because they've got at least a couple series more experience.
And not just that, you got to take a look at where Opium also came from, right? Opium, back there in match number 6, there is a chance for a rematch no matter what. And I will say that again, no matter what, there's a chance for a rematch between Opium and Team USA. And it would be so poetic to see Team USA knock out Opium if it were the lower finals, or even in the grand finals, which is, of course, not a best of one. It is a best of 3 because, we got to make it a best of 3 because there is so much on the line here. Trademark, there's a little bit of money to be won here.
Oh, yeah, a little bit indeed. $400 to that first place team, and then a couple hundred to the other side, and 100 for that third place squad. So yeah, you're still walking away with some cash money here today, but knowing that we are already in this position, that you are now fighting for a paid out position, that's even better. But a casual Sunday playing some Warzone 2.0 and walking away with a couple bans, hey, I'm pretty happy if I'm any of these players.
I'm very excited as well, of course. There's a reason I'm a caster and I'm not down there on the ground, not dropping in at all. There are some let's just say my old hands here don't really do so well anymore trying to track anyone. So we will go ahead and see, though. It is going to be Al Mazrah, and there is something to say about this map setup. There is one specific thing, at least, that a lot of the teams will not be able to utilize coming in, and that is going to be the jailbreak feature.
Yeah, and it's of course just one of those. Is it actually gonna pop up in the game or not? Whether it has to be something factored in, but you just know that you don't really have the
Yeah.
option of having that safety net in the game. You know, if you still have one of your players alive, then you're okay to use the jailbreak. But if both of you are eliminated, then the jailbreak is completely gone. It's an ixnay. The other team is now just at that point stacking up the points to get as many eliminations as they possibly can. But excited. Jumping into Almanza, as he said, winners finals, Soldiers and Opium facing off here in our first matchup.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Of course, Selfish Soldiers gonna be enjoying themselves quite a bit here, and I think this is one of my more favorite names here. Selfish Soldiers, very very entertaining, and so far we've actually been able to tune in. So we are going to be watching a rebroadcast of a lot of these players, and they'll be giving us hopefully the most enjoyable setup here. And again, against Opium. It's very, very fun to see again here in the kill races. So watch as the split happens, right? You are forced into kind of those dire situations where you only have 2 players, but the first POIs are always going to be so interesting to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see not only where the split of the 2v2s go, but also if the teams in a duo split to go off 1vx amount of however many they go, because you'll see at higher levels, some players have the confidence where they can win these 1vx situations in a squad matchup. So very excited to see the strategies brought in here. Looks like at least all 4 of them are going to be going in the same direction towards the same area of the map, which makes things even more interesting to try to poach away some of these kills.
And I like that, right? I love the fact that you were pointing out, you know, having a little bit of fun, you know, deciding, hey, we are going to chase either together or away. But there is something to it, right? Because you are playing on the same squad, just as in the old Warzone kill races as well. This is a stock standard, right? You drop in together as a duo, and you give it your best shot. But it does, honestly, no matter what, you know, bring that optimal setup, right? Hey, you have 4 members. You're more likely to get kills, whether or not they're yours. You know, that's left to be determined.
Yeah, of course, tiebreak is going to go to the damage as well. So, hey, every shot that you land still counts for something, because if it comes down to it at the end where there is a tie of eliminations, then that one bullet might make all the difference here early. But getting some loot up on the north side of the map in the village and just trying to stack each other up here. Getting a sniper rifle. We talked a little bit about the meta as well. I mean, obviously everybody running an AR SMG combo. Some people running with a little bit of a heavier LMG as well, but excited to see kind of what these players are going to break out, because there is so much versatility. One of my favorite things about Warzone is just how much you can fluctuate from one side to another in your playstyle, because of, even more so now in Warzone 2.0, the customization capabilities.
Oh yeah, you were talking about a little bit of the tuning, and we actually got a taste of it. So I think it was Tanley that we were watching before, and right now I think we are on Uwu, which is by far one of the fun names once again to say.
Oh, yeah.
The tuning of the weapons is so interesting, right? Because it gives you that fine-tuned control of, hey, we do want to go for a little bit more run and gun style, but here we go. One of the first engages, little quick taps and a quick finish as well, but and an immediate fall. So this is actually the dangerous thing. We are seeing an elimination of, I believe, the Opium squad here. They're both eliminated. They will have to go to the Gulag, but that is a heartbreaker to have so early on.
Oh yeah, immediately losing the safety that you have of the Gulag. Now both of them going, at least at the same time, you're going to know that it's a decent idea if you're going to be teamed up with your teammate there in the Gulag, but losing that one out already, plus the other side of the Selfish Soldiers picking up an elimination as it is. I mean, you might be able to get a kill out of the Gulag coming in back into the map, but that is just a huge detrimental start for that Opium squad.
Yeah, let's go to the buy and get a UAV.
This is...
Let's play smart here.
Yeah, this
We know
is...
there was that team like behind us. That
I mean, I'm so curious because again, this is the other side of Warzone, right? This is the fact that if they lose the Gulag here, the round's over, right? That's how quickly this ends. This is so scary because, you know, you talk about other kill races, and I think that's what defines Warzone 2.0. I think that's a very interesting thing, right? It's the fact that in some other kill races, you know, sometimes you have enough time to go run around, you know. You try and play as many games to get the kills as possible. No, this is just head-to-head. If you lose early, you're just screwed. That's all it is. So luckily they are able to win. Question, of course, are they going to get the equipment that they want? But as you said, they're already down. Their Gulag is now over. You now have to fight for your lives no matter what, because for sure the other team is not going to be buying you back.
Yeah, and this is going to be one of the more difficult points. Obviously, they dropped into this stronghold to try to get some better loot out of this one, try to get themselves in a better position, but losing that gulag early, now I think coming back into a Masra, you have to start to piggyback off of your opponents, actually. Let them utilize as a safety net as they're still finding players. They pop that UAV. They know there's people around the area. So for Opium, use Selfish Soldiers as a safety net to be able to survive at least a little bit longer. Unfortunately, that means these two are trying to pick up some kills themselves, but dropping down, there's grenades, there's precisions coming in. Selfish Soldiers all of a sudden backed into a corner.
Yeah, and the question now for the other side for Opium is actually, do we let them die, right? Do you actually let them die and try and third party a little bit extra? But nope, it is going to be a little bit more of a wipe. I'm not sure if it was a wipe. It was. We did see team wipe at the side there, so very nice set of kills that should bump up SS into that at least 4 to 5 kill range.
Yeah, a really good start, obviously picking up that one early, another 2, 3, maybe 4 right there as well. So meanwhile, on the other side, Opium just trying to get some loot, get their lives together effectively, and they're just picking up more and more on the other side. I mean, Selfish Soldiers here, of course, with all the AI in this one as well, giving them just a little more ammo, a little more loot to pick up off of the floor here, but this is just a really good start for the SS and trying to get themselves in a position to really take control of this game and build this momentum.
Yeah. Of course, the fighting for the loot is always so fun to watch as well, but we do get to see one of those cheeky differences here. I do like that. Poor random dude walked through the door and was like, oh, you don't have to. All right, and then barrel stuffs another. So again, the soldiers pick up another 2 right there, and that could not have been more gift wrapped.
Yeah, and just still watching, obviously they're getting control of this one. They've got the black site key at this point, so now they have to make their way, if they do go to the black site, which is going to be very interesting because obviously the AI there, significantly more challenging, but the loot payout is insanely high. So there is a risk versus reward type of thing right there. I think with Selfish Soldiers, it's not quite worth it because you don't want to go into this one. Of course, it's going to go in based off of the size of your squad, how much AI spawns, and the fact that you're in a full 4 squad. The other 2 don't have to follow you. If you're brave enough to go into a black site, just 2v, however many AI spawn because you're in a squad of 4, more power to you. But I got to tell you, the outlook on that's not very good. So I don't think it's going to be worth it. I don't expect to see any black site takes here in this competition.
No, and you can also see for that fact, Opium actually sprinting off to their own side. I believe they're going southwest. They realize they're not doing themselves a favor right now, right? They did drop earlier, but the early loss to them now means that they're kind of on the reactionary duty. You can see them actually sprinting all the way over to the oil site, just trying to find extra people. And this is now the race, right? Because you're already up about kills here, and all right.
Okay.
So this will bring a little bit back to them. It looks like.
Yeah, this will bring some competition to their front door, and whether they like it or not, and that's going to be something that they're going to meet in the middle. Because it looks like this is the team that they're currently pursuing. They've picked up on UAV and are starting to track down. So, situation where the hunter might become the hunted here.
Oh, but this is also. We gotta watch and see, right? I mean, soldiers have actually done very well, but this is gonna be a little bit longer in range and a free open kill. Just go ahead and grab, run away with it. The question is who else is there, right? I'm gonna take a peek. They are gonna spot one sprint to the right, but good beeline, easy shots, and yeah, the bounty's averted. But you saw one sprint away. You might want to chase, but soldiers aren't too sure just yet.
Yeah, they do get all those eliminations, plus the team wipe pops up, and but that's just the exclamation point of the RPK, right? This is why everyone's using it with the right attachments, the right tuning. That thing is a laser beam at range, and it's just absolutely melting people all across the map, across all skill levels. That's why so many people are using the RPK. It's only a matter of time before they start to add a little more kickback, a little more recoil to that weapon. But for the time being, the RPK is the way to go, and I expect every single one of these players in this competition is going to have one.
Ooh, there we go. And we actually get to take a look here. So I think it's just... Did we lose someone?
Somebody...
Oh, that feels bad.
F. There's an F indeed.
Oh,
What?
that is... We're just kind of double checking here. Yeah, I think we did have a DC, so I think that was Opium that had a little bit of a crash there. So we'll have double check and see what's going on. Right now, soldiers were very far in the lead.
They asked us if we want to restart.
Yeah. Looks like They asked the question. They've gotten there in. That is indeed what happened. Someone crashed,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Look, Warzone 2 Warzone's a great game, all things considered. It's still early in its life cycle, right? So we're still gonna have these
Mhm.
issues. Raven Software has been incredibly transparent about all the fixes they're doing. They just rolled one out a couple days ago that was supposed to fix a ton of the crashes and problems that are having, but there's still gonna be a little bit that they have to adjust and work with. But for the time being, that means we have some adjustments and something to work with as well.
Yeah, giving it a little bit of time to kind of watch and see how that plays out, because the question, of course, comes down to I'm not sure. I'm not sure how it really sets, if it's a full reset or kind of that soft reset where the kills do carry over. It's all that big question mark. So we'll get information for you, because again, you saw at the very end there, that was 6 total kills for the side of the soldiers. That was a very extensive lead, very very impressive to start here. And if they continued, I have no doubt in my mind we would have been running up at least 15 to 20 very, very quickly between the two of them. That would have been like almost that stock standard that you were talking about previously, right? There is a benchmark for some of these teams
Yeah.
to hit.
Yeah, I'm expecting to look as a team. You want to try to hit that 25 to 30 mark and feel like you're in a comfortable position to at least have an advantage. Of course, you don't really know how much you're going to be facing off against as a benchmark of your opponents. So I think that's just going in completely blind, a safe bet to make. We want to hit at least 25. Anything on top of that's better. So hoping that you can get a good start, you get a good drop, you get good loot off the ground. You don't want to go to the gulag in the first 2 minutes. So I think maybe a little fortunate that technology doesn't work here on the opium side, but just looking at the grand scheme of things, hoping that it does go a little bit better going into the second round.
Yeah, that is going to be the big question, and again, getting those early kills. So yeah, we'll see if that does change up for Opium, right? Because Opium, we did see them. They did everything else the same, but I was very curious because we didn't actually get their POV. I'm very curious how that actually came to be, right? Because we saw, I think they might have split off at one at a time. So I want to know if they are very much those individualistic players, right? Are they more in route of what you were talking about, right? The run around, try and find some opponents, take those kills, and then run home, or were they just kind of caught with their pants down? All of those things do have to be answered here, so that can give us a little bit more insight as well, and gives us an idea of the play style. Because I also feel there's an element of we kind of bait our teammates and try and drag some fights over to hey, our opponents, and get them caught as well. Obviously that didn't happen, but I think that would be so much fun to watch.
Yeah, just accidentally catching someone between a rock and a hard place, and
Accidentally,
yeah,
right?
Oops,
We'll put
sorry, I just brought a whole squad to you. My bad. I had no idea. That's crazy, but oh, thanks for the damage done. Now I'll just go ahead and pick up the rest of it. But going through, watching what is going to happen out of this, of course, as you talked about, with looking into the 1vx situations, right? It's going to be players and how much are they going to do individually and isolated by themselves. Are we going to see them go back into this one a little more confident, a little more brave and brazen? Are we going to go looking straight back to the strongholds? Because hey, sometimes those AI, and let me tell you, man, I don't know what's going on there, but the AI is really smart and very talented. And I'm telling you, AI is skill based. There is skill based matchmaking with the AI in the strongholds, and they'll just flick on you in a heartbeat.
They're just drawing some of those AIs from the other side of Warzone in there. They're just like, here, we'll drop in like 3 or 4. Good luck with you. I've heard some stories about that, and some of those Warzone clips. Just watching some people try and fight through those bots is by far the funniest thing ever, because you have to sit there and actually be like, I actually lost to them. I actually got my butt kicked, and there are some. I think it was like a 180 turn that they just watched a bot do on them, and they're like, "No, that should not be allowed right now."
Yeah. It's really not fair. Of course, like I said, Raven Software, they've been very transparent with this. They've tweaked some of the AI because of how sometimes skilled they are, and I like the fact that they are at least mentioning that. Hey, by the way, sometimes our bots are a little too good. My favorite part is watching bots where you'll get downed, and then they're actually going to thirst you as well. So like they'll just full eliminate you, and it's ruthless. It's savage. There's no need for it. The AI should not thirst me like that. But hey, you know what? Sometimes it happens. So I'm wondering if that might have been one of those situations you mentioned with Opium. Did they get a little too brave in the situation to get caught with their pants around their ankles, or was it just AI a little too skilled in that one? And we'll see if it does affect their strategy following this next drop going into Al Mazrah once again. And so we'll see this time around. A little bit out of the circle is the same area that they dropped in the first time. So we'll see if they do go back to village. Obviously hovering over the ping right there. Looks like they might make a move there. But if they do decide to go a little bit further to the south, I think this flight path does look a little bit better for them. But it's still a long ways that they got to glide back over there. And, well, the pings on the map are telling me that this is kind of where they want to go once again.
Hey, listen, it kind of worked last time. It kind of worked, right? Like, we know at least 2 people that survived, right? Any more than that, we're not too sure. But you know what? There's also something to be said about personal favorite POIs, right? Really getting down a very specific set, and I think that's what does establish pretty good teams, right? It's just like, you know, understanding certain matchups and other games, right? You know this POI by heart. You know exactly where to go. You know where all the boxes are. You know the most efficient path as well. So I don't see the difference, and I do like it very much. Just going back to the same spot. The question is, are you actually going to see the same amount of action that you saw before, right? Huge point is they were able to gather 6 off of relatively easy fights.
Yeah.
So it's a big question if they're going to get that exact same outcome again because of how far away this is now.
Yeah, I can't imagine that there's going to be any high contestation as they do drop over to this side because of the fact, like you mentioned, it is so far away from the flight path. But I think it is more beneficial for them. Also, the fact that it is going to be outside of zones. So they have all of this free area, free real estate to roam where they can get a ton of free ground loot, free money, free plates, the backpacks. I mean, anything and everything. You got the world at your fingertips here going into this one. And of course, I mean, you look around, there's nobody on this side of the world. So these 4 players are by themselves. They're going to get, I imagine, to be the stronghold up here that does spawn. And at that point, it's up to them where they want to go.
Yep, just go ham with it, and hopefully with some good equipment. That's what you're praying for here. We are watching here. I want to say this is again Uwu, just running around checking everything, just like come on, give me something. Normally I can grab a gun, please, and third room that you walk in and you're just like, this sucks. I am now working with a pistol, not even a Kimbo's, it's a pistol.
Yeah, and a lot of people starting to avoid those akimbos. I mean, obviously they had a little bit of a tweak here, but that live ping tells you that there is somebody else in the neighborhood here. Or someone else has dropped down to this part of the world. It's going to be a matter of the manhunt and who can find them first.
Yeah, that is a question, right? I think there are 3 in this general area of Selfish Soldiers as well as Opium. But there is just 1 rat running around right now. They just kind of gave up. They're just like, all right, let's go get loot. We need to get something besides a pistol. Okay. Oh, found the rat. That's what's going to happen here. I'm very excited. But again, right now watching Uwu, who is, okay, finally picks up a M138. So enjoying their life right now. Finally equipped.
Yeah, finally something. There's such a thing as being a little too picky. I think the fortunate side of this is that there is really nobody here. So they're really not too concerned about having to run into anybody with just a pistol in hand. Of course, looking for what the stronghold's going to be as soon as the zone does start to close in. I think is going to be, I mean, they're already primed here. They're ready for it. As soon as this circle closes, stronghold's there. They're going to take this one, get their loadouts, try to get a bunch of loot, excuse me, off of this, and then start their rotation into zone.
Yeah, because they actually flew quite a ways out, and I do want to point out we already have about 40 eliminations across the board.
Yeah.
So this lobby is actually getting real kill happy, and that's one of the downsides, right? You are watching. There are some lobbies where you can kind of sit there and go like, oh, it's perfect, right? Not too many kills. The POIs are okay, but there are also some situations where you're just like, crap, right? Like you just sitting there, you're just like, oh, this is awful.
My stream, dude.
This lobby is actually getting real kill happy, and
yeah, I'm excited where they do go because obviously we're now seeing this split with the teams that opened up, the strongholds opened up. Looking at the moves that they're making, of course, now pinging more strongholds that they're going to make this rotation to. It's going to be a pretty long trek that they got to make and see what their objective is going to be and how much loot they're going to get out of this. Obviously, getting ahead of the zone, getting into it early so that they can put themselves in a better position. Looking out to see anyone rotating in late because, I mean, we didn't really see anybody fly to the north side of the map where they're at currently, so can't imagine there's going to be a lot, but on the other side, I mean, you see the team white pop up in the middle of the screen. Opium's not doing anything other than running across the desert. Silver Soldiers, they're picking something up.
Yeah, running simulator 2022, right? This is perfect. I don't know what else you're talking about, right? The running across the desert,
yeah.
just most optimal pathing, right? Oh man, don't you love it? Don't you just love sand?
It's
This
great.
is great.
There's a reason I moved out of Las Vegas because there was nothing but that, and I'm like, yeah, I've seen enough brown. Go back to the Midwest where there's colors in nature.
Yeah,
It's great.
sometimes. All right. Now, Opium finding a little bit of a squad here, so this is going to be their first real test. Remember last time when they got into a fight, they did get laid out. They got completely eliminated early on, sent to the gulag, but it looks like they're having a much better time here. Gets one immediate concussion there on Ballbuster, so now they're stuck inside of this hole and going to have to fight their way out.
Let's pick up the grenade so they at least survive the stun. Turn the corner, gets the
Ooh,
laser down in the
very
staircase.
nice.
But they're not.
Oh!
They got to self-revive at least. Oh, just kidding. It's
Oh
on.
no. Yeah, that's a finish. That hurts. And this is what we were curious about once again. That was very rough. They took a fight that I feel they knew they were going to be a little bit outgunned and kind of buckled themselves into a room. I'm not sure if that's the best thing to have when you know there's at least 2 more on the map.
Yeah, that was, I mean, for what it was, a good start to the engagement. They got the early
Oh,
knock,
absolutely.
early down, and then picked up that full elimination. At that point, now 2v3, you get another one in the stairs. Okay, maybe a 2v2. Unfortunately, just didn't know where the last 2 were possibly going to come from, and that's thus the challenge of playing in quads, where you're knowing there's probably a full 4 players on the other side, so you have to be able to get the information of knowing where all 4 of them are. And one of the most important lessons that I ever learned in Call of Duty from like Black Ops 1 days is if you don't know if you're going to get the kill, don't take the shots at all. And that was something that you just, if you don't have the information, don't do anything too risky. And unfortunately, they didn't have all the information, and it came back to bite them.
Yeah. And the other side of that is they might have had all the information and they said, hey, we can still take it, right? That's the other side of it, is they're just like, hey, we can take it. And of course, the Semtech might have found them a little bit on the awkward side and just wasn't expecting to get that much damage. But was that another elimination? Oh, that hurts.
That's not good. That's 1 down in the gulag.
Yeah.
So now it's just left up to the lone player on Opium to try to get out of the gulag to respawn. Otherwise, this is all selfish soldiers and hoping that they can get enough kills to be able to beat out of Opium, whatever they've got under their belt already.
So if I counted correctly, right? If I counted correctly, selfish soldiers. Okay, so you did get one.
Back.
That's okay. So one of the other players inside of this arena said, "All right, we got you, Ballbuster. We'll allow you back," and they are both coming back. So Opium have now a second lease on life, but that is once again a rough start, right? They are able to grab 2 kills, and I think they got maybe 1 apiece inside of the gulag. But still, you're now dropping down with very little ammo, very little equipment, whereas selfish soldiers are just enjoying their own trek into the first zone.
Oh yeah, making their way all the way across the side of this one. They do have a team picked up here on the UAV in the building. Of course, it looks like elevation is above them. So as that UAV runs out, they now have to figure out how they're going to take this fight around the factory. And we just saw this run being made by Opium going the other way. This is going to be how they take this fight.
Precision.
That is ooh, yep. Now they're just like, nah, we ain't dealing with that today. So I think I did get word. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Wow, that is.
We're doing gulag jailbreak.
Oh, that is way different. I read that completely differently.
Wow. Okay, so.
Holy cool. What?
That's crazy. The fact that they have now gone to the gulag, by rule, figuratively eliminates them because they've gone to jail. That's it. Those eliminations in the gulag don't count anything post that. Also does not count for score. So that is insane turn where all of a sudden now you don't even have that safety barrier to go to the gulag and come back and try to bounce back from that. That's wild.
Yeah, so they're done, right? Trademark, like we are talking like they are done in this game. Selfish soldiers only need 2 more kills, maybe.
Yeah, their score.
I think that's all they need.
So now
that's crazy to me. Oh my lord!
Insane. That makes it so much more challenging.
Yeah.
To play smart and play right, because typically people would expect that you have at least that barrier of the gulag to be able to, okay, hey, you know what, we bounce back, we're good. But the fact that you don't have that, that's
Oh, that hurts.
That means you have to play everything a little more conservatively. You have to be a little bit safer about it. You got to be certainly smarter about the engagements that you take.
Yeah.
That changes everything.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way I get kills. Like, what if I entered this tournament? I wouldn't get any kills at all. Like, come on. Come on, you got to let me have my pistol fights. That's all I'm asking here. Next, no, not at all. But it is a very rough thing to think about because that's how I believe this. I believe they all know this as well, right? Because of the fact that they are already into that winners finals. We are taking a look here. Selfish Soldiers are going to be trying their best just to hunt down 1 or 2 more kills. That's all they really need to give themselves that leg up. So, what will they do? Are they going to chase in together? And will they try and run interference on the other side? Will Opium actually try and run interference? Because I do believe they can do that a little bit, right?
There's going to be a little bit to say about interference and potential tampering with what the other team's trying to do here. But, I mean, Selfish Soldiers, they just don't have a lot that they have to do. So like this is something that's very simple for them. All they have to do is play it smart to pick up a good fight, get 1 or 2 more kills, and then coast from there. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to win the game by any means. They don't have to put themselves in a position where they're in final zone trying to pick up that 15, 20, 30. And that, like I said, as we made a benchmark earlier of that 15, 20, 30, this is changing everything now. You want to just survive the first drop versus zone.
Yeah.
Don't go to the gulag. Period. You got to play as if this is one life.
Oh man, that is insane to me. But yeah, you are very correct. So now it's all about survival, and the fact that now Opium and I believe Team USA are actually going to go at it now. That's gonna be the best part here. Is again, this is the matchup that we were kind of talking about. These two teams have now faced each other before. They're going to have another chance to try and fight back. Oh man, this is crazy stuff, trademark. Like we're literally in Winners Finals, and it just got handed to us so quickly.
Yeah, on a silver platter too. Like it's crazy how this immediately that does that.
Yeah. So. All right, so we got an update in our ear. So it was because they both went to the gulag at the same time. So I understand now a little bit more. It's the unfortunate fact that they both got lit up in that building. That is the most unfortunate thing right there.
It's just unfortunate timing, and of course, it is COD timing, right? Like that is the worst thing that could possibly happen when you least expect it does, and that's it. And such is COD timing. It's a real phenomenon. Scientists should probably start studying COD timing in its many definitions. But now this is Selfish Soldiers here with a little bit of a skirmish on the other side of the river, going across the bridge, trying to figure out who was the troll under the bridge, taking some shots at him, and if they can pick up a couple more kills here, because you got to survive this one. This is, though, one of my favorite things about what they did with Warzone 2 is they factored in like all of the multiplayer maps, plus the ground war maps, plus some of the old multiplayer maps from the old Modern Warfare 2. Like this is mad props to the design teams, and because they just did a phenomenal job with this one. Could not be happier without Mazra.
Yeah, they this map is honestly beautiful, right? Like that's also one of the fun things about it. It's just looks glorious. It's very at least to me, it's very pristine. I mean, I come from League of Legends, right? I'm coming from like the same stale map that we've seen for like 12 years straight. Like I love this place. I love this place. But I also come from very open world shooters, right? You were talking about the meta of the AR and SMGs. I'm very much a sniper at hand, right? I love sniping. I very much love the open space. So the fact that this allows like gunfights like this one, I love this action. There we go.
And a jailbreak.
Yeah, we get the thing that we were just talking about that teams are not supposed to have. It's just like, here, remember this. This is what you cannot have.
Yeah, that's the thing we can't play with is the jailbreak. It is not your saving grace this time around. We did see they get one player down on the other side, but now it's just a matter of who's going to finish it. But this is, as you mentioned earlier, watching these other two players that are trying to not let the Selfish Soldiers really get what they want out of this one. So watching the jailbreak active, you're going to see a lot of players coming back into the map with no loot at all. Another precision airstrike. There's another kill secured here for Uwu, so that's a +1 to the count.
Oh, and gets absolutely rocked underneath the bridge as well. A little bit of a self-revive, so going to be hopping right back up. But teammates got to get to helping, right? You got to drop down. You got to try and get to safety. And This is a chase, right? On the other side, you're getting chased down very quickly, so you do get to the stairs. You are going to get picked up. You're very quick revive as well. Very nice to have. But now you're kind of caught, because you know the opponent knows exactly where you are.
Yeah.
And you got to hightail it now, too. You can see where the next zone is coming. There we go. Shots going out here, and question is it going to go through? No, Stiffy is down, and now you try and help your own teammate. You are going to get the mow down. You are going to get that kill. Now where are the teammates? Where's these? Oh, are you going to get it? Oh, around the corner you go. And now they run into each other. Let's go.
I was looking for the assassination attempt to come through
Yeah.
on that one. The teammate obviously did get finished and wiped into the gulag there, but had the potential setup. But another quick 2 picked up here for Uwu, up to 5 total now. So Selfish Soldier is really building this momentum and continuing strong here as they're inevitably going to be on their way to the grand finals.
Yeah, they're going to be real happy about this one. And I don't, I think at this point it's been solidified, right? I think it has been solidified that they are absolutely moving on into the grand finals. I'll have a little bit of time because honestly, we could still see this exact same matchup come the grand finals as well.
Oh, yeah.
Let's keep that one in mind. These two teams could be going at it tooth and nail if we see Opium take over Team USA in that lower finals as well. So there's so much on the line here. So it is very important to note now Opium do have a handle on the fact that, hey, we have to play smart. We do have to play to the extent of we just have to stay alive. I think that's a huge thing that they really do have to figure out and take those minuscule fights instead of going all crazy because they got eliminated very quickly and Selfish Soldiers are playing very passively unless they run into opponents, right? They are not actively seeking a lot of these fights.
Yeah, and that's the big thing is you have to be smart about it to pick your fights. It's quite literally picking your battles because this is that much more difficult when you have the other duo you're facing off against. You can directly see what they're doing. You can see where they're at, how many shots they're taking, how many eliminations they're getting. Of course, understanding that they're ahead of you on this rotation, so the sniper that is up on that hill in the observatory is now going to be looking directly at you, but instead, on the other side, one of the other duo goes down, but you're not safe. If you just saw your teammate go down right in front of you, maybe don't take the same path as them.
I love the fact that I think Opium are absolutely trying to run interference here and just causing a little bit of chaos, right? Like that's exactly what happened there. Poor Uwu's just trying to get enough money to buy back right now, and yeah, this is I think this is it. I think we do have our winner though. I believe it is going to be done here. I think we are good to go. It is Selfish Soldiers moving on into that amazing time, and I think they're going to be real happy about this one. The good old gulag capture.
Yeah, good old good. Great animations. Unfortunate situation right there where you're just trying to get out of that firefight, you know, fighting uphill. Don't try it, Anakin. We know how it goes. It's not worth it. It's just on the rotation without the gas mask, you know, burning the self-revive after that one, you make the right move. The buy station's pinged. You're trying to get there early, but unfortunate that you just don't have any opportunity to fire back whatsoever. They didn't really get their loadouts or as much of the loadout as they wanted. So just weren't fully kitted and completely ready for the situation going into that third zone and had a long ways to run. Of course, that is the sacrifice that they made off that initial drop, going all the way outside of zone up to the village in the north part. So you have to get way out of the way, and you basically are understanding that you're going to be running for a long time in this map, which is one of those things that while you're running, you're probably not picking up any kills. So while it may have worked this time around, might want to reconsider the drop point going into the next one.
And, you know, that can also be said the other way around, right? That POI could absolutely be within the zone next time as well. But I do agree, right? Understanding that, yes, you get your perfect drop zone, you get your perfect spot, but you can't always go there. You do have to be willing to adapt if you're in these kill races. I think that's the most important thing, right? No opponents found. So I think we are done here. So Selfish Soldiers is going to play this one out a little bit longer and enjoy their time, but we've gotten a handle on this trademark, right? We have now gotten a handle on what looks to be the style of play smart, play safe, don't do anything wonky until we get good positioning or the opponent's dead, right? Do you feel this is the most appropriate way to do a kill race, or do you enjoy more of the action pack, you know, get right in your face kind of thing?
A little bit of both. I think that it also depends on kind of the lobby setup that you're going for. I mean, going into public lobbies like this one, where it's just an outright kill race and a best of one, I think that you have to have a balance, a healthy balance between being safe and being aggressive. It's just a matter of put yourself in a position, as you mentioned, those POIs that you're comfortable with, that it's the same as Fortnite, PUBG, any other BR that we've gone through over the last 3-5 years. It's just going to be find your comfort zone, find something where you know where all the loot caches are at, where the boxes are, where you can get the ground loot, somewhere you're in a comfort zone, and then put yourself in a position where you can actually move on from there. So you might pick up 2, 3, 4 early kills along the way, but it's just a matter of you're playing it safe because you know exactly where you're at and you know what to expect, is going to be around every single corner. And then after that, you can start to get crazy, start to get aggressive, get up in your face, start barrel stuff, and run and gun, pick up your Fennec, and then just go.
Is the Fennec your weapon?
Oh,
Is
I love that gun.
just hard spray with the clip and spray you hit something? Is that right?
Oh, absolutely. And that's why the 45 round mag is an absolute must have.
Oh yeah.
The standard size is just not good enough. You really have to rely on having that extra 15 bullets, and it's amazing how much more that extra 15 bullets can really do. It might be a mental thing, it might be an accuracy thing, but it just makes me feel so much better knowing I have just a little bit more.
What do you run alongside it? All right. So we've already gotten that that you go with the big clips there. What do you run alongside it? Are you Seal Tap? Are you the AR meta fan or?
Oh yeah. I've now the fact that the 74U is in the AR slot makes me really happy because it almost feels like I'm running double SMG. So if I'm feeling a little frisky, that's where I'll go, is with the 74U. On the other side, though, the AK-47, this iteration of it just looks so good. It feels so good. It's so satisfying. And that's typically what I run, is that one too. Of course, if I am getting particularly frustrated with a lobby, I'll start to bring in the SPR. If that's what everyone else is going, I'll match vibes, because the SPR, let's be honest, was just super obnoxious. But I haven't really put a lot of it to the test here in Warzone 2 yet. I haven't gotten too adventurous in my loadouts.
No, just old stock standard, and I 100% agree with that, right? Just it's the feeling, right? And I think it goes back to what you were talking about, right? The comfort level that Warzone 2 kind of allows for you is fantastic, and I think that's great, right? Because there is that standard meta, but if you feel better with a certain set of weapons, if you just enjoy playing a certain way, it's still very, very viable. And I highly appreciate that. So right now we are watching Ballbuster. This is just kind of the finishing touches here on this final round. As soon as Ballbuster goes down, we should have the accurate update for you, and then we will get right into the lower bracket finals as well. Because, of course, these teams have been waiting for so long,
Sure.
and really wanting to get into it. They're itching, right? Like, they are itching to get into the next match. And I personally am also in that kind of bucket of I prefer to play the matches consistently as quickly as possible, right?
Yeah. It's going to be one of those that's just, while you're doing this in an actual competitive sense, the other team that you're going to be facing off against is hopefully just in a position where they're staying warm. They're staying, playing games and a competitive situation, right? You don't want to go in with the full squad of 4, or you don't want to just play duos. You want to drop in as a 2, dropping into quads, and actually play it like it's going to be. You practice like you play, and that's exactly what Team USA should be doing over the last however long that they've been waiting.
Ooh. Yep. And this is also, I love this so much. We have also gotten word that Team USA has also been watching the stream and learning all the minute things. And I think the main thing they learned is, okay, just stay alive, and I think we're good.
And it's one of those things too, while you're practicing and like you want to play, they should be warm. Obviously, dropping in, you've been playing long enough all day that it should be okay. But you want to scout out your opponents, know what they want to do, know where they're going to go. And going into something where it is a 2v2 situation, you got to wonder then, who's the first one to ping that stronghold? Who's going to be the one that takes the alpha of the 4 and is like, okay, this is the stronghold we're going to, and smile and nod. The other duo is going to say, I mean, I don't really want to, but I guess that's where we're going to go because strength in numbers, if they're getting the loot, and so are we, I guess we'll go here. So it's very curious to see as to who is going to make that decision, who's going to decide what part of the map they're going to drop into.
Or if we get that whole kind of swing of, just hard split as well, right?
True.
Instead of both going to the same area, it might be a split. And we got to see if Team USA are a little bit more, let's go straight in that middle. So only time will tell. We are going to go to a very short break and give you a little bit of a taste and understanding of who we are here at Kapp Gaming and a little bit of understanding as to what the initiative here, because I think Kapp Gaming is freaking awesome for doing this, right? Number one, running these tournaments for so many people and being able to allow so many people to enjoy Warzone 2.0, go ahead and give a watch and kind of get an understanding of what's going on here. We'll be right back.
The best decision I ever made.
It's cool because I can call these guys my brothers and we've gotten so close.
I mean, it has some tough days, but those tough days only make you a better man, make you a better fight cap.
And it was the best decision I can ever make in my life, because making those connections, friendships, people with all abilities, just going day in, day out with these cyclists, it's just amazing.
It's made me more aware of how to impact others and how to serve in the smaller ways.
You know, it just gave me a whole new perspective on everything, and my whole family, which was kind of against fraternity as well. Once they heard everything that Kapp did and the ability experience brought to the table, their whole perspective changed and they love Kapp now.
I'm super excited to travel the country, as well as building unforgettable relationships with the different brothers around the country.
I am closer with my national brothers than I am my own chapter brothers, and so getting to experience this with so many others has been probably the greatest experience of my entire life, and I will cherish and remember this forever.
I never thought that this summer would be as incredible as it is. I didn't think that a summer could be this incredible.
Every year, members of Pi Kappa Phi fraternity from across the country bike thousands of miles to raise awareness for people with disabilities.
It was definitely the best decision I ever made.
It's cool because I can call these guys my brothers and we've gotten so close.
I mean, it has some tough days, but those tough days only make you a better man, make you a better fight cap.
And it was the best decision I can ever make in my life, because making those connections, friendships, people with all abilities, just going day in, day out with these cyclists, it's just amazing.
It's made me more aware of how to impact others and how to serve in the smaller ways.
You know, it just gave me a whole new perspective on everything, and my whole family, which was kind of against fraternity as well. Once they heard everything that Kapp did and the ability experience brought to the table, their whole perspective changed and they love Kapp now.
I'm super excited to travel the country, as well as building unforgettable relationships with the different brothers around the country.
I am closer with my national brothers than I am my own chapter brothers, and so getting to experience this with so many others has been probably the greatest experience of my entire life, and I will cherish and remember this forever.
No, I never thought that this summer would be as incredible as it is. I didn't think that a summer could be this incredible.
Every year, members of Pi Kappa Phi fraternity.
And welcome back, everyone. I think that is an awesome message to see as well, because I'm also learning a little bit more about Pi Cap Gaming and the initiative that they have with Pi Kappa Phi as well. I think it's nice to see, right, the inclusion of gaming and how it's kind of expanded here. And I know I'm getting sentimental, and maybe that's not why you came here, but I think it's awesome to see people taking a little bit more of an initiative for that as well.
Oh, for sure. Being able to include, I mean, anyone and everyone into gaming, because this is just a pastime that we have, right? This is what we come to for a hobby, for an escape, for whatever purpose, and being able to have that sort of open and welcoming part, I think is a biggest reason that I love esports, because it is so welcoming to so many. Sure, there are some gatekeeping points, but it's like, what's the point, right? Like, there is no point. We might as well just let everybody have some fun. And if you're not having fun, there's no need to drag anybody else down.
Yeah, and I think that's super important. If you want to learn a little bit more about what Pi Cap Gaming is going to be doing, you can check them up on YouTube. I believe it's under Pi Cap Gaming, and then also on their website at rallycry.gg/Pi Cap Gaming / again, and learn more a little bit about their initiative, or even try and get involved as well. I think they have many different chapters, and I know that's also a fun part as well. We didn't get to talk about it, right? A lot of these teams are also representing their own different chapters and own different kind of sections of the organization. They have groups all across the U.S., I believe, and I think that again makes it so special that they're all coming out here kind of representing their group here, and that makes it so much better. So again, if you are interested, go ahead, check them out at rallycry.gg and see what they had to offer, and if you'd be interested, go ahead and contact them there as well. But alongside that as well, I'm sorry, we're going to get back into the series because we had a little bit of a revelation. We were correct and then wrong and then correct and then all that stuff. So Trademark, talk to us a little bit about what actually went down.
So we were right, like you said, the first time around. The jailbreak that's it. You can't jailbreak, it doesn't bring you back into the game. And then there was just some confusing verbiage in the middle where we didn't know because, you know, listening is hard sometimes. More of a visual learner, not an auditory learner. The gulag is not what we're talking about. We're actually talking about the legitimate jailbreak event that we saw there in that last game. If you're both eliminated, that's it. You're done. The jailbreak, that is the event, is not the one that we're talking. Like, we're talking about that event. The gulag, if you go in and come back out, then you're fine. Continue playing. That kill still gets added to your total. Then you can pick up more after that fact. As long as one member of your team is still alive, you are still in the running. But once both of you are done, that's it. Regardless of circumstances, who, what, when, where, why, or how, you're done.
And that actually leads us into the next thing, which is Opium are actually moving on into that grand finals position. It was Selfish Soldiers that played maybe a little bit too selfishly and ended up falling into that lower bracket. So they will face off against Team USA. And no matter what, we are going to get a phenomenal rematch.
Oh, yeah.
In a best of 3 scenario. But that's also something that we do have to talk about, right? The fact now that we are talking about, the Gulag is very much in play. You do have to worry about that a bit more. And now we need to see the Soldiers step up a little bit more and make sure they can play this well, because I think they only lost by a couple kills at the end.
Yeah, it was only a 1 or 2 differential there that Opium did advance into this one. Like you said, this is going to now set us up for this narrative of a rematch there on the other side when we do get to the grand finals. But this is it. This is the best of 1 losers finals. End all be all. You have to perform right here and now if you want a chance at that grand prize, $400, because that's a pretty big difference between this position to walk away from 3rd place or to walk away from 1st place. And let me tell you, I'd much rather be at the top dog slot.
I would as well. And the other fact is we are not going to get a bracket reset. So we would like to point that out as well. I think that's very, very important. Here in double elimination, you all almost know that there is almost always a reset bracket. But here, it is not going to be so. You're just going to have a plain best of 3 at the very end.
Where do you want to land?
For all intents and purposes, it's a setup for Opium to really show what they got. But we are taking a look here. We are going to get on our screen Team USA giving us a great look here. I'm not sure who we have on our screen at this current time. But as we can see, Tarak Village definitely within flying range for a very specific team that we know loves that area.
Yeah, and of course the flight path going across the south side, so it's still going to be a little bit of a glide if they are going to take that. But it looks like there is a ping that is all the way up there at that same gas station, so it looks like somebody on the other side probably going to be going there. But Team USA looks like they're going to cut their own path through this jungle and find their way to their own drop point because, well, they don't have to worry about relying on the other team. And as far as Team USA's gotten so far in this competition, I feel like they're confident and capable of putting themselves in a position to win out.
And I also like this fact. So in the last match, we also saw the very late drops into those late zones. So you lose out on, I would say, maybe an early about 10 to 25% of the skirmishes that go on. This is going to be a very quick one for Team USA, right? Like, they are floating a decent ways. But they are going to have some action at the start, which I think is very, very important for lining up some of those somewhat freebie kills, right? If you're able to land quickly, if you're able to fall on top of some of those weapons a little bit faster, you get to pick up, those 2 or 3 easy kills that normally you wouldn't be able to stat pad as well. So Team USA going to be giving it their all. However, they passed the major POI, floating very, very far away, finally dipping down for a little bit of gun action.
Yeah, just going to be hovering over to where they want to go and then immediately dropping down straight on top of it and start to pick up what they're going to have to start this game. And, of course, this is going to be an early 2v2 split, so they're not going to worry about what the other duo is doing outside of every once in a while hitting tab and checking that scoreboard to see how many eliminations that opponents has. And they're just kind of in their own world right now, and I respect this. I see this a lot, at a high level of Warzone competitive play where it's just you got to go off, do your own thing.
Yeah, and it also allows the easiest access to more enemies, I should say, right? The more map you can cover, the easier it is to get those free kills, to spot out the zones, and gather the best loot, right? You're not overlapping, I should say, either, so you all get to loot up as much as you want. We can already see some of the income coming in very, very quickly. I think 3,100 on Cardi. Of course, Stiffy is going ham on there. I don't know what you just found, but you found a loot cache of loot caches. Went up to 4,400, so plenty to work with if you do have to buy up maybe a little bit of armor, maybe the perfect equipment from one of those stores.
Yeah, looking already to try to find a little long-range engagement. Does find a sniper rifle in this one, and we try to swap that one out for something a little bit better of a firing rate, and that's exactly what does happen. So, why with the AR SMG? Out of the ground loot at least, trying to find something a little bit better. The cast-off 7.62 is pretty nice. It's the brother of the 47 version, the AK-47 version. So having the 7.62, the 5.56, I think you see a lot of those pop up. But I mean, this is again just at this point you're picking up anything that you are comfortable with or something in the same family of your comfort level because the loadout drops are coming here pretty soon once these strongholds open up.
Yeah, and I think Team USA, I don't know if you saw on the side, but they had a 4-player proximity chat going for some of the enemies, so I think they were surrounded at the time as well. I think that's what they were sprinting away from, so I'm very, very curious. But right now, the soldiers are now once again at their favorite POI, once again trying to tame this area. And the best part this time is they don't have to worry about the enemy team also there. They're just going to try and beeline for a couple of these frags. And soldiers so far, I believe, have picked up at least 2 downs, have not been able to finish anyone just yet. So they're going to try and, again, hang on to the spot. As you said, open up their opportunity. And, well, that was a straggler. What?
Yeah, just looking at what these strongholds opening up, the AI is coming through, but they're still looking for these shots. And of course, now going to be put itself in a pincer situation where you have an actual team in front of you, probably AI behind you. So like now you're in this kind of a rock and a hard place here, up in the village, down in the caves, quite literally. I mean, this is now with your teammate being finished. You kind of got to wonder how much of this engagement is actually worth it.
Well, at this point, you got to make it worth it, right? It is forced in. Meanwhile, Cardi is lighting up that feed, just saying, hey, guys, we got to fight here. And boy, do they ever. 2 point outs so far. And trying to chase a bit further, worrying about where the opponents are. And now getting tagged. Great tag by the opponent. Team USA going to watch as KSK is going to work their way forward. But meanwhile, we swap back to soldiers. That's a rush forward. And once again, it is soldiers down. Sent into that gulag.
Yep, down to the gulags. Pretty tough break right there, getting barrel stuff with the shotty as well, just aiming a little bit high, but this is a good spot for Team USA to be in. Obviously on the high side, just beaming down on this one. They do get another down, getting something at range here. At AK doing some work here on the side of Team USA, which is kind of funny that Team USA is using AKs because that is not an American weapon, but hey, you know what? Never gets the job done.
Listen, I agree with you there. It's grab whatever you can and make a run for it. I think that's all you got. We did take a look, and again, you can see on the lower left, we are seeing, I believe it's Stuffy. I think they got eliminated again. So praying for your partner to be able to survive here and make it work for the rest of the squad. It's going to be a big question mark there at least. And there we go. You get 1 revive coming through. I'm wondering who that is. That is going to be Uwu there, so they are good, at least for a little bit longer.
At least half of the duo survives, but both of these players now are stuck in a 1vx situation because Uwu's coming back in this one, but you have the other half of Team USA that's just by themselves. So both of these players going to be by themselves looking for the money. Obviously, you have Cardi here with the money, just has to go find a buy station to get the teammate back. It's a matter of which direction you're going to go find it.
Mm-hmm. And I love this right now. You are just, I want to say Uwu is just like floating, hoping Cardi's going to die down there. Just you're like, okay, no. Now you drop in, and we are going to take that chance. So as you said, waiting for a little bit of extra money, just praying for that opportunity to kind of buy back and get your teammate up. Because those are very, I would say very early eliminations to kick out, right? Still 110 players still left alive. So plenty of time to work with. If both of you are to fall here, there is a chance it actually falls into that scenario.
Yeah, it's going to be curious to find what this strategy is going to be and where you're going to find. Obviously, there is a ton of cash. Cash registers a huge +1, but unfortunately, dropping in right here is going to be met with somebody else coming across the parking lot. Uwu back against wall here in a potential situation.
A little bit of armor coming in, but not border strike flushed out. Gas station hiding around the edge, which should get you out of range, but you are absolutely get run up on here. Question marks abound. You are working with a clip of 40. I believe that's all they have. So, yeah, 40 and a pistol. That's what you have. You are going to try and sprint to safety. Oh, is that a nade? Not. Yeah, bird looked like a nade. Eyes are out. Where are you running to? You are praying they don't see you hauling butt here.
Yeah. That's the benefit of having the pistol and the SMG here is you at least get that extra mobility. You still have that running speed because you're not being weighed down by an LMG or something like that. So you are able to get the hell out of Dodge and get into a better situation here. Try to find some more loot. Try to survive a little bit longer. Pick up some money because you see on the other side, the money was collected and gathered and the teammate has been bought back. So Cardi and KSK still going to be going at it here now. Mazra together. While on this side, it was just trying to find something to survive before you even find the money.
Well, looks like we are seeing KSK have a great time finding the loot. No real anger there either. No one taking shots at them. So They are on the outskirts here, by the way. I do want you to know that they're sitting on the outskirts. That's a spot to see. That's a spot to be, but perfect lineup. They are in that next zone. Don't have to go too far.
Yeah, good position to be in. Of course, you'll see in name your BR who wants to be the first one to rotate in, or if you want to be on the backside looking in and watching everybody else try to get themselves to a better position, get to elevation, get on top of a building, window camping. Hey, camping is a legitimate strategy, whatever you want to call it. Just a matter of the play style between the two of them. And I mean, at this point, Team USA, they don't have to move anywhere. They're just continuing to loot up, continuing to find what they want, and probably going to try to find a little bit more money to hit a buy station and pick up their own weapons so that they can feel a little bit more comfortable in this situation. Because as this is going for both of these teams, I mean, you see on the other side, who is picking up some money. So trying to find that cash drop to be able to get your teammate back for the Opium squad, or for the Soldier squad. I mean, this is now, how long is it going to take?
Well, there you go. You hit the 4,400, which I think, yeah, there we go. Now we do see. I believe it's only 4K. I believe it's 4K to buy back. My brain does not work very often with that information, but I do want to say the unfortunate part is you were so busy trying to get the money that I don't think you have too many weapons in hand. Still rocking that pistol, still rocking all the fun there. So Uwu will be trying their best. Is it?
Yeah. Still
Wait.
looking.
Yeah, I'm trying to take a look here. There we go. Now a little bit extra, but yeah. We're hoping for it. We are hoping for it.
Yeah, going around the Desert Oasis, of course, there's a ton of these loot caches that just around the map. It's a super easy way to get a whole lot of money very quickly. And it looks like that's just the objective that Soldiers has in mind, just to go find these loot caches, try to get this cash money real quick, regardless of where you're at in zone or relative to zone, and try to get your teammate back. Because at this point, we haven't seen a lot happen in the feed. The selfish Soldiers don't have to concern themselves with what Team USA is doing, because they haven't really picked up a whole bunch of eliminations. So if there is any sort of deficit that you find yourself in this position, you don't have to be too concerned about it, because Team USA is not being proactive. They're not being or taking advantage of the situation where it is just selfish Soldiers with the lone player scavenging for money.
And you hate that fact, right? You hate the fact that this is actually going on, but you can't do anything about it, right? It goes back to what you were saying, right? Caught in between a rock and a hard place, you don't have a choice. So you are just working your way forward. And in the meantime, we do go back to Team USA. Something to say, though, is for all the time that they've had 2 alive, 0 kills right now for KSK. That actually hurts quite a bit right now. I don't know how else to put it, but that one hurts.
Yeah, it's not a ideal position to be in. Of course, all the AI around here, now they're going to start to pick up a little bit, but they got the enemies down. Got someone caught sleeping here at the buy station. They did have that flare to signify that, hey, there is somebody that is getting brought back in this one. That mortar strike's going to get another down as well.
God.
So all of a sudden, we just talked about how they weren't doing anything in the kill feed, and now they're starting to pick something up. Not only the fact of getting something on the ground level, but you look to the skies, there's 2-3 players that are flying back into this area right now as well.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to try and party in on this as quickly as possible. That is going to be 1 kill. 1 kill goes the way of Cardi. But you want a little bit more, right? Going to go to the high ground. Going to try. Oh, great find off the edge. Very nicely done. Clearing out that rooftop and gathering up a few more. And now you know there's at least 2 on the ground.
Yeah, fully kitted. Kastov right there, the 5.45. Of course, picking up the Vaznov as well. An insane SMG, one of the most popular choices currently. So there's a lot that they just got just by going up on that rooftop. But Selfish Soldiers here now basically backpacking off of what's happening here, because this is on the other side. Cardi and KSK doing a good job to drive and flush everyone out. This is Selfish Soldiers taking advantage of that one like a rat in a trap. Just pick them out.
Oh, and that feels so bad. All the work done by Team USA, and Selfish Soldiers play exactly as the selfish people they are. Beautifully done by Ubu to flush those 2 kills and keep them tied up, actually taking 3 kills for themselves.
That's a good start to be, but there's still a lot going on here inside this one, as you see all 3 of them just flushing around inside the tents. A team wipe and assist, and that's at least 2 or 3 more here for the side of Cardi. Uwu did pick one up in the middle of that mix, but looking at the cash totals right here, Uwu's still $2,000 short, but did finally get the teammate back. So now we do have a full 2v2 back once again. Uwu did a great job to survive, backpack a few kills off of the Team USA side, and get the teammate back.
So amazing so far. And I mean, we can see here Cardi has had a great time right now. We have gotten word that all 5 kills are currently sitting on Cardi. So KSK got brought back and has been like the utility assist master, I guess is the best way to put it, right? We can't say they didn't do anything, but
Right.
feels kind of bad that you don't have that little like ding, number 1, number 2 beside your name.
Yeah, still looking for the first one, and the first one's the hardest one to get usually. It's like it's just that slow start of how do you get there and how long does it take you to get there. But looking to stock their backpacks with some kill streaks, picking up a UAV. They do have all these custom weapons. Not sure if they're theirs or if the teams that they had just eliminated were, but either way, they still have quite a bit in their pockets now, and they should be well kitted for this next move, depending on where they want to go.
Not just them, right? Cardi doing the same, but oh, the tag from the back. KSK also just got dropped an absolute buttload of money too. So after using that, Cardi is out. Cardi now has to work their own way, but at the same time, Uwu's down as well. So now it's 1 apiece. And remember, I believe Uwu and KSK were both the ones eliminated earlier on.
Yep.
No, Uwu, it was Stuffy. Stiffy, sorry about that. Stiffy is now going to be alive, so both duos are relying on a single player to keep them in this game.
Yeah, one more time. You see that proximity chat lit up right there on the side as well. So back against a wall right here for both of these players now because they know that there is a whole squad here around them. Already been caught under fire one time. That's why you look both ways before you cross the street. Didn't look left, and unfortunately there was a team there. Now I have at least Team USA has eyes on, knowing the rotation that's going to be going. Problem is that team is rotating straight towards the other one. But there is a down there in the feet. So Stevie does get one. Unfortunately, though, does go down on the second. And when you have a full squad of 4 just charging you like that, it's only a matter of time.
And I think that's it. We just saw the kill feed or the scoreboard, right? Cardi with all 5 kills on his name is now going to absolutely get drilled, but you do not care. You are not worried. You have 5 kills to your name. You have now stolen away the right to move forward from the lower bracket. This is just a victory time. This is just the victory lap here on top of this rooftop. Cardi is like, listen, I'm going to stat pad this as well as I can.
Oh, yeah, and play safe. There's only one way up on top of this roof, and that's that ladder right there. Just hit the deck, stay down. Survive a little bit longer. Of course, they're trying to find elevation.
Oh.
One up on the other, get the thirst as well. Why not make it 6? Got to hit the shots, though. Try to get one more across the parking lot, but we're out of grenades, unfortunately.
Man, I was beaming until I found
I love this. Cardi's like, please don't have a mortar strike. Don't have anything that can light me up. There you go. Get him. Get him. You got. Oh, come on. No. Look at Cardi. Cardi's smiling so hard right now. I love it. Cardi's like, listen, guys. Listen. We're going to have a chance. Oh, flashbang goes out. You are going to drive down. Hostile airstrike coming. There it is. There it is. Now you got to run. You got to run. Get one. There you go. Get another. There you go. Run away. Run away. Oh, hey, you got one more to go. Team USA moving on to the grand finals.
Hey, at the very least, that's a $4,000 inconvenience for whoever that was that you just knocked and eliminated.
Yeah.
So, unfortunate for that team, but good for Team USA getting themselves at least one more into that one. Of course, you mentioned it. The air support is the only thing that's going to drive them out of that position. That's exactly what happened. It's only a matter of time before somebody had it. Between the 4 players, they had to have enough to buy an airstrike to get Cardi off that roof. Eventually, that's what happened. That's the way the story ends.
At least something, right? Like, you're just like, bro, like, stop camping up there. But, I mean, that was fantastic. And I have to say that last site, actually, all the kills and deaths went around that compound. I do want to point that out.
Yeah.
That POI was absolutely insane. 8 kills between the 2 teams there. Cardi making absolute work happen there. And we can see right now, for Team USA, they're not afraid to take these fights, but they are extremely selective, just as you said, Trademark.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where you have to be, right? You have to know when the time is right and when it's wrong. And, of course, with Cardi right there, you saw the players of that other squad right at the end just all running across the parking lot. And you're like, you know what? I'm not taking that shot because they're running at the other person I'm playing against. If I take that shot and draw the attention to me, no thank you. Yep. I'll go ahead and let the other duo deal with that problem. That is not my problem. I'm good. I'll sit back and watch. And, oh, look at that. The building got rushed, got dropped, and now I won.
It sounds so easy, and yet we know it's not, and I think that's what makes this so awesome. We are now getting a rematch. We are now heading in to the grand finals. It's going to be a fantastic time going up against the amazing OPM, who were able to make it out in that winners final. So very excited to see what they can do. Before we do go to a very quick break, we do want to say, and go ahead please, to everyone, if you're interested, go ahead and register for Kapp Gaming. Once again, you go to https, you know all that stuff, but rallycry.gg/Kapp Gaming. If you want to get in on this amazing action, as Trademark you were talking about earlier, there was Rocket League, there was so many other games that they do, and please feel free to reach out and enjoy all of the gaming community that they had to offer. So we're going to go to a quick break. We are going to get ready for the grand finals, and we'll be ready with this amazing best of 3 to come. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, no, I never thought that this summer would be as incredible as it is. I didn't think that a summer could be this incredible.
Every year, members of Pi Kappa Phi fraternity from across the country bike thousands of miles to raise awareness for people with disabilities.
It was definitely the best decision I ever made.
It's cool because I can call these guys my brothers. Like, we've gotten so close.
I mean, it has some tough days, but those tough days only make you a better man, make you a better Pi Kappa.
And it was the best decision I can ever make in my life, because making those connections, friendships, people with all abilities, just going day in, day out with these cyclists, it's just amazing.
It's made me more aware of how to impact others and how to serve in the smaller ways.
You know, it just gave me a whole new perspective on everything, and my whole family, which was kind of against fraternity as well. Once they heard everything that Kapp did and the ability experience brought to the table, their whole perspective changed, and they love Kapp now.
I'm super excited to travel the country, as well as building unforgettable relationships with the different brothers around the country.
I am closer with my national brothers than I am my own chapter brothers, and so getting to experience this with so many others has been probably the greatest experience of my entire life, and I will cherish and remember this forever.
Alrighty, welcome back, everyone. We are ready to go for the grand finals, and I mean, it's been pretty entertaining over the last two matches that we've seen. We've seen both teams going at it at the exact same POI, and then the teams meeting up later to try and KS from each other. I think that's a good mix.
Oh yeah, we've had a pretty good balance here. Of course, players playing in their own comfort level, and then at the point of realizing, hey, you know what? Maybe I don't want the other team to do so well, so let's go try to see what's going on over there in their neighborhood. And take a few of those. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was very, very fun to watch. And I mean, taking a look here, we are getting into that grand finals time. And I mean, we don't want to keep you waiting at all. So let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket. It is Opium coming up against Team USA. That will be updated here shortly. Team USA getting a little bit of a chance at revenge. You can see all the way back at bracket round number 6. It was Opium versus Team USA, and Opium won. Now they get a chance in a best of 3. And I think that is going to be so entertaining.
Oh yeah, the fact that you just have this revenge story already there, you know, how dare you knock us down? Send us through the ringer, put us through the gauntlet to get back here to the grand finals. But the fact that you do make that run, you get back into the grand finals, you mentioned that best of 3 too. It's a little bit something extra that you can have to fall back onto in case your first or second game doesn't go too well. And,
you know, we say that like it's a perfect thing, but it's not always perfect because we are in the grand finals here with Kapp Gaming. And you know what? If you want to learn a little bit more, well, stick around. We have a little bit of a video to tell you what it's all about.
So Emily was really, really ill, and they couldn't get a diagnosis on her. And I remember when you were 3 years old, and I was standing in the hospital room at Children's Hospital, where you'd been hospitalized for almost a month.
Yeah.
I remember standing there and saying, you know, 30 years from now, they'll know what this is. You couldn't talk, you couldn't sit up straight, you couldn't eat, you couldn't feed yourself. And then you bounce back. You know, that's who you are. And your personality shines through no matter what you're going through.
I didn't know what I was getting into at all. At all.
Emily is really family to us. She's been a great friend to our family. She's watched our kids grow up. Our kids have been going to the Journey of Hope since they were born, spending every summer with the Journey of Hope.
She says that it's when the Journey of Hope, the teams come through town, it's better than Christmas and her birthday combined. So.
You know, because our kids have grown up with her and seen her, and we've been with her for such a long time, we've gotten to know her really well, and she has just an infectious joy for life, and she's taught us a lot about being joyful.
I rode my bike and I didn't
enthusiastically.
Yeah, enthusiastically, yeah. Not just riding with them. I was dancing with them too, huh, Mommy? Yeah. The Backstreet Boys too. They're funny with me. They're silly with me. And I love all the guys that come and visit me every year.
It's kind of inspiring, isn't it? We love Denver. This is the best city. And then to think that their friendship stop is in Denver, and to think of them riding them down from the mountains, that's really cool. Isn't it? Yeah. And then they feel like dancing at night.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened.
When my mom picked me up, I don't even have a voice at all.
When I heard about Emily's gift, a monthly pledge to the Ability Experience, I was just amazed because it's such a great testament to the woman that she's become, and you know, for her to go off and work and take care of herself and save money, and then want to give back to the organization that we all know and love. It's just a great testament, and it's a lesson for all of us about giving back. And you know, she's obviously doing that, and inspiration to all of us.
Well, first of all, I was surprised. She did not say, "Mom, look, guess what I did? Guess what I did?" And she didn't draw attention to it, and she didn't go around announcing it to anyone. I did not know that she had done it until someone with the Ability Experience said, "Oh, thank you for your gift." That was just something that she decided she would do, and I'm so proud of her. That's the essence of giving, isn't it? Yeah, you decide you're going to be committed to it, and you don't make a big deal out of it. You just contribute because that's what you do.
I'm Emily, right, Mommy?
Because you're Emily.
And it makes me feel really happy too to do that for them.
I want people to know that Emily is a person first. You know, sometimes people try to categorize people, and Emily defies categorization. Emily's found a tribe. She's got a real sense of belonging. Year in and year out, people know who Emily is. She knows who they are. She keeps in touch with them.
Over Facebook.
She raises lots and lots of money. This is the high point of your social calendar. You really have a group. You have a sense of belonging, and you really have a sense that you're doing something for the people.
For the boys. The boys. I love the boys too, you know that.
Your gift has the power to change lives, so please join us with Emily and make a gift to the Ability Experience on Giving Tuesday.
And welcome back, everyone. As you can see, Kapp Gaming are doing some amazing things in the community and just trying to give back. And I think that, to me, is one of the most amazing things out there. And for those of you that have been sticking through the entire tournament, whether you were playing in it or watching, you know there's been a little bit of a raffle going on, and it is time. It is now time to announce the winner. Trademark, give me a drum roll. We are giving away an Xbox Series S. And the winner, of course, is going to be, let's see if I can get a name here. It is going to be Edward Pierpoint. Edward Pierpoint, we have also gotten word it was on the team of Selfish Snipers. Edward Pierpoint, congratulations here with the Eta Beta at Indiana Indiana State. Gosh, I can't talk today. Congratulations on winning the Xbox Series S.
Yeah, obviously, walking away with third place, getting $100 out of that is cool, sure, whatever. But now you walk away with the Xbox Series S as well. So, like, even better for a reason just to show up. And that's why, as you mentioned there before our break, if you want to get involved, get into these competitions, there's a lot more going on than just the cash prizes. Of course, at rallycry.gg/PyCap Gaming is the place to go to look into this one, because you never know when 'tis the season. It's the spirit of giving. And, well, someone just walked away with a brand new Xbox. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it was also donated from within the community as well.
Yes.
And so that's where really I think hammers home the idea, and especially as you said, the season of giving, the season of helping those that may not be as fortunate or may not have that chance to be able to give back and to be able to allow people to continue playing all these awesome games, I think is great. But you know what? With that being said, again, congratulations to Edward, but unfortunately, you are not heading to where we are spectating next. We are going to those grand finals, ready to hit it up here. It is a best of 3. There is no bracket reset. There is no game advantage. It is all down to hard work. We have Opium versus Team USA, and both teams going to be going at it tooth and nail.
Oh, very excited to see what they're going to bring into this one. Obviously, Opium barely skating by there in the winners finals by 1 or 2 kills to get here to the grand. So, but there is no, like you said, no bracket reset, no game advantage. So the fact that you're just here now comes down to a full reset, ground zero. You are starting from the bottom, and all it comes down to is what you're going to be able to do here. And I'm really excited to see who's going to set the tone in game number 1, who's going to be the one that is the aggressor and be like, okay, now it's really up to the other team to answer. Are they going to be able to match pace with us? And from what we've seen out of both of them, I don't know. I don't have a favorite. I can't give an edge to one or the other. I think this is going to be a great and pretty evenly matched grand finals.
Yeah, and I think it also lends into the fact of where that zone goes, right? We haven't talked about it too much, but one of these teams has a definite favorite no matter where the zone lands. So we're going to be watching where that zone decides to tick, right? Will the zone actually pull towards the teams? Will actually give them a little bit of a boost? Or are we going to see them playing that long game? Because again, as you said, yes, we saw Team USA look like they were going to go for a little bit early aggression, but they ended up floating so far outside that it was pretty much the same as Selfish Soldiers. So now taking a look, it's like out of both these teams, I do feel Team USA would be the one to actively go for some of those hotter spots.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of kind of which stronghold do you really want to go for, and which one's going to be more advantageous. Do you want to get to the ground earlier, potentially be in a hotter drop to have more players around you to get those early, or are you going to let something like where Open goes, go all the way up to the village? And they saw one player that just happened to fly
Yeah.
all the way up there. So, like, okay, sure, maybe you get a 2-on-1 advantage in that one, or maybe that's just the greatest Warzone 2 player that is dropped into Al Mazrah, and you both get wiped by a single plus a couple of AI. Like, you don't know these gambles that you're taking to go into this. So the fact that you just have all these question marks, all these variables, I am excited to see if there is going to be any difference here of strategy.
Yeah, that one player decides to actually go Rambo mode, and you're just like,
Yeah.
bruh, why did I get this drop? And I think that's also a huge point to talk about as well, right? The fact that this is a public lobby. You have about 140 other players that are rocking in beside you that are going to be giving you absolute hell, and maybe that's why we are seeing them float a little bit further away, right? Maybe you aren't
Sure.
as confident of grabbing that weapon, so you can't even hate them, right? You can't be like, hey, listen, you better drop in that hotspot right there, take your chances, and get eliminated early on. That's just not always going to be the case.
Yeah, we're not dropping tilted by any means. Like, it's not going to happen. Nobody's going downtown. Like, that is not what you would expect to see in this format whatsoever. But I am excited to see where they do, if they do just stick to their guns, go to where, like we talked about in their last matchup. You know where the loot is, what's going to be around every single corner, the layout, the jump ups. I mean, every position and tactical advantage you could possibly have, you do have because you're just so familiar with that area. I imagine that's probably what we're going to see come out of this one once more. But again, there is just that other variable that you just never know until that map actually loads. And where's that zone going? Because until then, well, I don't know. All of a sudden, if that flight path goes right over village, that might be a hot drop.
Yeah, if it's not, though, I do want to say I hope they at least do one thing, and I hope someone on both these sides does one thing for me. Please find a vehicle. For all that is holy, please find a vehicle of any sort. Doesn't matter if it's at least like a full square off or whatever. Just ping a vehicle for me. Like, if you're going to play the long game, because we are seeing it, right? Both the quarry in the village or outside the zone. Grab a vehicle for all that. Just for me, please, right?
Yeah. Still looking for the drops on the outside, though, to make their way from the outside in. As I mentioned, that flight path is going right over the village.
Flight path, yeah.
So that might all of a sudden become a very warm place for these players to be. So you see Team USA trying to find their way eventually over to that north side of Quarry. Do have a little bit of room to glide over there, but see if Opium does go to the village as well, to go to Old Faithful in that stronghold that they want.
Yeah, and also keep in mind the highest number that we've had in terms of kills is 6, which it doesn't sound like a lot, but when people are dying somewhat this quickly, it feels like an absolute monstrous number. So keep eyes on those kill feeds. 6 is the current number to beat, and that is just as a single player and as a team. So very, very important to kind of keep track of. We are seeing them go once again to Quarry, but I think we saw at least 2 other teams kind of floating that same direction, so that's going to be a lot of action. And is someone already on the ground? I think I see a little bit of fire.
Opium already on the ground, already pinging people out as well. So you know that there's something that's going to be going on here in this portion of the world. As we mentioned, this map, the flight path going right over it. They're already picking up a down and a full elimination.
Cover me.
Huge plays right there. Very, very nicely done. And you can go ahead and see a little bit of a tap. A little bit of a love tap is going to get the down. Do you finish? Yes, you do. That is going to be another one in the pocket here. Opium trying to play hard and now down on the ground. One on heaven, one on low, but that spray pattern makes it a little bit more difficult and ends up with Ballbuster getting busted.
There's a proximity mine in the middle of B-Dom of Village, and that is just, unfortunately, a very popular location to put those anyways, but the fact that all of a sudden you are completely swarmed, completely surrounded, you just got to hope your teammate's going to be able to get out of that one alive after asking for cover. Tough break there.
Ooh. And the fact that there are at least 2 or 3 other members alive does mean that that's even scarier. So we'll have to keep eyes on that one. Yes, you got the early kills, but the early elimination would be even worse. So see what they can do here. KSK also, last time KSK was also one of the members that fell very quickly at Team USA, right? Another player that we were kind of saying, hey, might need to pick it up, might need to help out Cardi and get some of those reps in as well. Here we go, though. It is going to be a chance coming back here. Is this only Tanley? I think it is.
Yep.
Let's see what they can do here.
For the early nades. P890, few shots. I don't think there's the outright agreement that they're going to wait for the jailer. I think they're actually going to try to play this one out, especially in a format like this. That's going to be at least a team wide picked up somewhere outside the gulag. Not sure, but here comes the jailer. It's going to be one down. That was AFK. You got to look for the second player. Oh, crouch in the corner.
It looks like they have found it. Yeah, that's going to be 2 in the chase. Very nice and neat. We are going to get at least 1 back, and you know what? That feels pretty good. That feels pretty good, and you pick up a kill in there as well. So now that's 2 into the pocket of Ballbuster, and you know what? That's 2 more than you were probably expecting.
Yeah, and the teammate on the other side was able to survive everything on that. Picking up 4 kills on the outside, so that team wipe that we saw in the gulag was probably Tanleezy. They're doing some work here in the village by themselves. Team USA, a little bit of a firefight at range, the glint of the scope on the side of the building, and dodging these bullets like Neo in the Matrix. KSK going for the challenge. It goes down.
KSK, KSK is very much in that Chad momentum, right? And I love it. There is no deeper respect that I have for someone that's just like, bruh, like we ain't waiting this one out, right? But again, that can get you in some trouble. We are seeing that zone start to circle in as well. And that means, unfortunately, that right now, Cardi is on the run with 0 kills as well. If you are eliminated here, it is a devastating moment. Digital peek, though. The patience, the waiting. You are going to beeline it, but no kills, no downs right now, and you gave away your position. Oh, Cardi, you're on the run now.
Yeah, did a great job to outflank and outmaneuver to get away from that mortar strike, and the other team just had no idea where Cardi had gone. So being able to get to this point, and I just got to dodge out of all the lethals, out of all the bullets coming, all the precision on your spot, and use this time to get out of here. Try to dodge these bullets as well. A little more damage to come through, but does survive. And the precision at least enough of a deterrent to survive.
I mean, I think the chase is still on, actually. So, yeah, you can see it there, right? The airstrike didn't really catch anyone. But now you're sprinting away, right? And you have no extra plates.
KSK's down.
Or I think you do. Yeah, you do have one. And again, KSK is out, so you only have 1,400. Now it's actually Team USA that are on the 100% defensive play right now.
Yeah, still looking to see if those players are chasing here. And
proximity to
chasing. Yeah, you know that there's somebody around, and I think it's the point where you just got to hightail it. Try to find some loot, try to find a cache, try to find some chests, but at the same point, you have to keep turning around and try to figure out if you are being chased or not, and look for these, use these audio cues, use the proximity chat to your advantage to know if there's no easier way to get loot outside of just picking it up off of dead players. So if you can get these kills, then that's some free loot right there.
And if there's anyone to do it, it's Cardi, right? Like let's be 100% honest here. If it's anyone to do so, it's Cardi, and Cardi has the absolute patience of a god here, right? You are surrounded. You are 100% surrounded, and you are making these calls on the fly. And this is one of those I think is very important, right? It might take a little bit more time to get KSK back, but it was rightly done, right? Cardi absolutely going to hightail it, try and get into zone, try and get into a better spot, get some extra econ or extra money in there, and then, you know, buy back a teammate. But the fact is, you barely took any damage. You barely lost any extra util pieces. You're going to be pretty okay with the fact of what just happened.
And this is brave, though. I mean, this is a lot of open area, and you know that one of those players of the team that you were just facing off had a rifle of some kind, so really not a lot of cover. If they do end up, you know, tracking you down and getting something, and you are pretty much left for the wolves at this point. But with the UAV being popped, you're going to be able to see something here inside of the oil factory. And I see another team on the other side. So, like, this is, where do you go from here?
Look at that. Cardi keeps opening it and just like, bro, where do I go from here? What do I do?
That's all you can do. Look for the solos.
All right, yeah, you're 100% correct. You're going to chase in on this one, and you're going to pray, right? You are going to hope. A single ping went down, but you don't know if they moved here, so a little bit of just a hard run, actually. Just all the information in the world, and I mean, I don't think you have a choice here. Going to sprint in, take a peek, and is going to find it. Such a quick down.
Yep.
So well done to clear out one, but you know the other 3 teammates are going to be here soon.
Yeah, all of a sudden, you get that one, you're going to get that call out as well, knowing that there's going to be somebody else around. And the fact it's not a team wipe as well, so you are drawing some attention to this location at this point, but did it right. I mean, that's exactly what you're supposed to do when you're in this position. You got to take it one at a time, take a firefight that you know you can win.
Hey.
And we talked about this last time around, and that's, well, Team USA is doing it.
Yeah, I'm happy, and of all things, I'm so happy that it's also just the monster truck. Just barely any armor, barely any cover, just roll through it. Give it your best. Oh no, though. You can see the proximity. I think there were six chatters right there. Oh gosh, this is terrifying. He is hightailing it. He is trying to get some extra equipment here. Maybe a little bit of extra ammo on that secondary. And I mean, you took a vehicle, laid it straight into town, and there it is.
Good
Nice
drop
little
shot.
down. Can you get the extra? No, you can't. And now you're getting lit up on your own. Oh, half health. Can you break free? Can you get to safety? You're going to sprint right back. Are going to try and armor up here. Gets the plates in. Thankfully so, but you are still surrounded. You're only able to get one plate in. Have a few more that you could load up on if you want to take the time, but I don't think you're going to have any time at all.
The danger close to the precision does get another down as well, but now, unfortunately,
Ooh.
with the second down,
Oh
unfortunately,
my
pinned down
gosh.
because of this mortar strike. You have to go in between waves of mortars. That would have been the chance to jump out the window right there if you wanted to, but I look for the self-revive as a
Oh my
precision on top of you
gosh.
as well. So, yeah, take this time, heal up, put yourself in a position to survive because they're going to be coming through a door or a window real soon.
Yo, I want that contractor's name who built this house. That thing,
True.
that thing got through like 4 airstrikes, 2 mortar sends, and now the bullets. Oh no. Cardi's got to run. Cardi is running for his life, trying to hightail it out, and gets another down. Now with a little bit of a stick, go ahead and light up, get a second kill. Now looking for at least one more. Get one more, and you even the trade. It would be a 1v1 at that point.
Looking
Missed a jump.
for the second. I mean, get that window out. Look and see if
Oh,
there's
the
going to be
third.
anybody up there. The other side, there's a lot going on in this
Oh,
lobby
yeah.
in general. Both these teams right now are just kind of in between it, going through some firefights, taking some ill-advised shots on the top side through the tower. Can't get those shots to connect. Just got to find a way. Get your teammate. Pick him up.
Ooh. And that's the light. Oh, they're both down. Oh no, this is Team
Someone's got
Opium once
gulag, though.
again. Yeah, this is gonna be that chance. So Team Opium sent straight to the gulag.
Yeah, one's there. One is awaiting the results of that. Meanwhile, Cardi on the run still.
Cardi is a master of ratting. An absolute god of ratting right now. That's all I can say. Oh, and they're out.
Oh, they're done. Oh,
They're done. They're done. That's it. Team Opium are out. So now the question is, how many kills did they get? How many kills has Cardi gotten? How many kills has Opium? Because last time I saw was 3.
Yeah, I know they had at least picked up another down or two. I didn't know if they got the full elimination or not, but check the scoreboard out of this one and see what Cardi can finish here for Team USA in game number 1. But a real quick and abrupt finish there for Opium on the other side, finding themselves getting shot at from the side, trying to get a little greedy to pick your teammate up, but on the other front, as you mentioned, Cardi on the run, playing like a rat and is doing very well at it.
I mean, I think this is how we saw Team Opium also make it into the grand finals, right? The absolute rat play at the end. There is, by the way, how we're saying this, anyone that's played any sort of battle royale knows ratting is not considered like a bad term, right? If you are listening, ratting is like an absolute god tier skill if you're good at it. It is so necessary in some of these situations, especially if you're trying to buy back your teammate, right? It is so important that you know how to maneuver around some of these sticky situations.
Yeah.
You know, hey, there's some opponents coming. I have to go a certain way. I have to know all these little ins and outs and where it's safe to actually park, where it's safe to actually try and loot and get a little extra money.
This is a very brave rat, though. Getting in a vehicle, I mean, you're telling everybody where you are. You're driving straight at a buy station that somebody just got bought back at. Like, you're not being discreet about your location whatsoever, but you're still doing a great job to maneuver from A to B. And like you said, it's not like a bad thing to be a rat, but it's so annoying when you find a person that is so good at it because it's like, will you just hold still? Like, stop running in circles. Like, what are you doing? It's so frustrating to have to deal with this type of player because they are so good at it. And I'm already getting triggered just like thinking about it. Like, every past encounter I've ever had with the player that plays like a rat. Like, just stop. Play normal, will you? What is wrong with your brain?
Yeah, so I will say that ratting is an absolute skill. It sounds like Trademark might have
but I hate
some. Yeah, okay. All right, that's fair. What we also saw is a skill that that Team Opium have to gather kills in such a quick amount of time, because we saw there the number to beat is 9. The number to beat right now is 9. Currently, Team USA have a total of 4, I think, total. So this is actually a very tough uphill climb. I think Cardi really needs to get this respawn coming in for KSK, and they got to go to town right now if they want to come back in this game, number 1.
Yeah, this is a point of now playing it with, okay, because there's a lot of people around you as well. You already got that proximity chat. Oh, got lit. Has a self-revive, has the money. That's the worst part about it. You have the money to get your teammate back, but unfortunately, there's just 2 people. Now your squad's getting marked. You're not going to find any information. I don't know why you're interrogating them, but hey, nice skin.
What's up?
It's, you know, it's the fun of it, right? And I'm pretty sure if we were listening to proximity chat, which, by the way, is the most amazing thing that they've added into Warzone, right? Like, that is, it's so perfect knowing that there are some amazing sound bites out there.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, there is. Old Call of Duty's back. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Sometimes it's pretty ruthless, pretty brutal, but I mean, like, just that's the type of situation right there where we just saw Cardi got ganged up on by 4 people. Like, it wasn't even, there was no mercy to that whatsoever. All 4 of them just sprinted at Cardi, was like, tell me where your teammate is. There is no teammate. Psych, it's just me. That wasn't necessary, but this is it. This is game on the line right here for Cardi.
Yeah, by the way, if Cardi doesn't come back from this, if Cardi is not able to eliminate and then follow up in getting the revive, it's done. Game number 1 goes away at Team Opium, so we'll have to wait and see. Of course, a very quick assist there. Just getting a little bit extra time. Both members still up, though, so chase him from the right flank. Eyes are open. Great shots for number 1. Looking for a second. It gets both, so 2 extra kills.
He does get the Gulag victory plus the redeploy. Now you know that you're just not going back to where you came from, but you are 2 kills closer to trying to find that. Unfortunately, losing half the money off of that death and having to come back. So now you got to find another $2,000 and find a way to a buy station to get your teammate back. But instead of, what was it, 6 going into that, now you're down to 4 kills that you have to get.
Yeah, this is
Should I go for this?
you know, it doesn't sound horrible, right? It doesn't sound horrible, but it's quite a bit right now. So, but it is true, right? The 2 kills in that Gulag, I think, are some of the most important because, as I said, I mean, you know, all my kills come from the Gulag. I take pride in that fact. But it is probably the most free kills that you're going to get in quite some time. I don't think we've really mentioned that. So the Gulag is actually a great source of getting extra kills in there. So to be able to utilize that, pick up 2 free ones, and now get a nice drop in, and hopefully no one's here, you should be okay. And oh my gosh, very nice package to be able to pick up.
Oh yeah.
Goes for the dualies. I love it.
Yeah, Dooley's very strong here in Warzone. Obviously, everybody loving that, even with the slight adjustments and the tuning adjustments they had too. A lot of the pistols here in that first Season 1 patch, but Dooley's the RPK. It's pretty standard here that we're going to have with the X13s, and this is going to be a lot of bullets that are going to do a lot up close and personal, but you kind of limit yourself to either a long-range fight or a very up-close and personal CQB fight with these 2. There is no in-between ground without an SMG. That's why you just got to hope that you can find that extra $2,000 to get your teammate back.
And the thing is, I hate to say it, but I don't think Cardi has the time, right? We saw a team actually sprint off towards the side was the vehicle, and then you saw another one bearing down on you. So at this point, I think you're actually just playing to hopefully hang on, and I mean, that's all I can really say here. So swapping over to the buddy, by the way, this is KSK, who's been sitting like this for, I want to say 7.5 minutes now, has unfortunately been out of the game for a while.
It's becoming a professional spectator at this point. That's not the role you want to play in a kill race like this, trust me, but obviously they must hear something. They're crouching around in the upper floor, knowing that there's a bunch of bags here laying around. There's going to be somebody there. Good shots, gets it down as well, so that's +1 to the tally.
Oh, that's actually huge. That was the squad rolling in, and remember, You just need a full squad. Cardi is hoping to get a full squad that is unawares, and you're praying that no one else decides to float around the other side. So right now, you're holding down this building as much as possible. You do see a little bit of smoke going out there. A little bit more of a chance, though. Up on the mountaintop, and you can see it here, right? Oh. Cardi knows and wants to greed for that down they got, but can't, right? It has to run away. This is a painful one to have to choose.
Yeah, do get at least that +1. So that is going to be the 6-1 there, plus the 1 from KSK on the other side. So they had 7. They need 9. That was the magic number. So they need 2 more here to at least tie. Don't know what the damage numbers are at this point, but the fact that you're still surviving, you do have your loadout, looking for the rotation here in this mid-game, knowing where at least another team is that's going to be rotating into you. Cardi has at least enough information to try to survive this one. You just got to find this money, and the fact that it seems like most all of this has already been looted. There's nothing to go off of. Does have the $4 grand now, though, so just has to hit the buy station and get there safely.
Flip that order of rotation right there, right? Like we gotta turn that around real quick, and but it's so true, right? And that I think is what distinguishes a lot of good players. Is, you know, it sounds so crazy, it sounds so terrifying, but really it is only 2 steps, right? Get there safely, buy him back, and all of a sudden you have a teammate and you have a little extra to work with. So it is really just that simple. And with how Cardi's playing, I feel like he's going to make it look easy. The only question is, how many other players are here? And honestly, this could also be a godsend, right? If you catch another team sitting here at a buy station and just praying for the teammate to come in, you have a great chance at just grabbing those last 2 kills yourself.
Yeah, just try to find a way to pick them up one at a time. I mean, just as we saw earlier on, you get that UAV that popped, you just try to find the solo players, you try to find somebody that's a straggler out of a squad and pick them up in a smart firefight. And especially game 1 here out of the game, you know, best of 3 finals, this is, as I mentioned, going into this, someone's got to set the momentum. You got to set the tone. This is Team USA's opportunity to do so.
Team USA saying that the tone is stay alive and you have a chance. Oh, Cardi spotted out. Thankfully, it was only a very, very small tag, but you have a chance. A little bit of a light up. You get some beads. You get a little bit more. One more shot should break through the last bit, and yes, there it is. That's going to be another kill. Is it? Come on, Cardi. You can hit this last shot. I believe in you. I got you. I believe. I believe. Yes?
This is the point where in tactics of warfare that are not legal probably by the Geneva Convention, you wait for the teammate to come out and revive them, and then you take them both down at the same time.
Isn't that only for medics, though? Or is that... I think that's only medics, right?
It's probably frowned upon, but yeah. I don't think the
only
Geneva
frowned
Convention
upon.
would be happy. Right, yeah.
Listen.
Fortunately, we're not here to satisfy the Geneva Convention, so it's okay. All's fair in love and war in Al Mazrah.
I don't know why so it was just so off the cuff. It works though. It is so true. Just try to bait it out and give yourself another, but it's enough, right? Shut it off. Now looking, oh, you're gonna try and do so much work here. Can you find it? Oh, you see 2. And remember, at this point, Cardi is actually taking on more fights than you would probably like.
Ooh.
No way! No, the tags are so real, Cardi. Are you kidding me?
Okay. And that's another 2 right there. Picked up a down and a full. That's an 8 right there. So should be tied at 9 apiece here. And, I mean, mounted up on this rooftop with this RPK, Cardi is putting in some work.
At that point, you gotta know the damage is there, but Cardi knows it. You see the little flex there. You see the shoulders roll. Release some of the tension. You know you did absolute god-tier work here in game number 1 as a solo player. And I mean, no shame to KSK. KSK made some work happen to allow Cardi to get away. I will say that right there. That is good teamwork. But right now, Cardi is on the cusp of stealing away this game 1 almost single-handedly.
Yeah, absolutely putting in the work. And this is what we talk about. Like, there are some demons out here in Warzone that can just do this by themselves in quads. So being able to see this in full force and up close and personal, I mean, Cardi's making a great example of the type of players that just do this for fun, do this casually, and they're probably clinically insane, but you know what? It sure does look good.
Oh no, though. You want to get away. Can Cardi do it? Can Cardi stay alive? Cardi's done it once or twice. Cardi's been alive, but the zone is closing in very, very rapidly. You get all 3 plays back up. You are back and safe. Good smoke out. Gonna rush off to the left side. Gonna try and stay away. You just need one. Oh, you see someone around the corner. Did they spot you? Shots go out. You do miss. You give away your position. You're going to try and round the corner. You're going to try and get a little bit of a laser beam, but that zone is going to force you, and you zoom out. Do you get it? No, you don't. It's going to come down to damage. It's going to come down to damage. Are you kidding me? Wait, no. It is. It's going to come down to damage. How much damage did they do? Is it not enough? I don't think they did enough.
That's going to be real close when it comes down to it. Cardi doing a great job there right at the
my
end to try to pick up those
God.
extra ones, but it's just unfortunate, you know, playing that third party and the second party being the gas as it comes in. Like, great job to get those shots on. It's just you got to find that third and final one to be able to pick that up to get that outright. So you don't have to just wonder, did we do enough damage? I mean, there's a lot of damage done there at the end. That RPK and those Akimbos doing a pretty good amount of damage, but was it enough?
I mean, and just the positioning, too, is one of the hardest things as well. Like, that zone was one of the harder pressuring ones I think I've seen in a while. It's just the unfortunate zone forcing him to move forward a little bit faster than you probably would have liked. If it were just an inch slower, I think Cardi could have gotten at least one more kill, right? Like, I'm not gonna lie, Cardi was playing that as slow as possible, and the zone's like, no, you better get moving before you're too worried. So we are still waiting on the final numbers. That is how close it has come. And again, oh my gosh, we just got word.
Wow.
Cardi did so much work. I hope we get the actual numbers, but Opium do take game number 1 off of highest damage dealt.
That's crazy. And knowing that they did it so early as well, like, it's even more emphatic on how that happened because we saw Cardi go to the Gulag, get both of those kills in the Gulags. Like, that's plus 200 already. Like, as it is, like, you're doing everything right to get the kills, to finish the job, to do it right. And unfortunately, just falling short there at the end like that, you just know that all of a sudden you're racking your brain. Like, how could I have played that final firefight just a little bit differently? Should I have played it a little more conservative? Should I have gone to the high ground? Should I stuck to the rooftops? Should I have done this, that, or the other? There's so many should I, could I, what ifs that are going to go through your brain now, but you got to drop that and get ready for game number 2.
Yeah, and I think that's going to lay down on how KSK decides to step up, right? Because I think we are seeing kind of that defining moment of Cardi can handle himself, right? Cardi is doing a ridiculous job right now, absolutely kicking things off. If KSK plays maybe a little bit more conservative as well, taking a little bit of, lessons from Cardi, this team could do some absolute work against some of these other squads, right? That is something to think about because at the same time, Team Opium are doing the exact same, right? 9 kills in about 7 minutes of firefights. That was about it.
Yeah, they really did a great job. And like I said, to set the momentum and set the pace of that. Opium just immediately from the get-go was like, we're here and we're going to stock up some numbers, right? Like they went to their same spot and we mentioned that if the flight path is right, their normal drop all of a sudden becomes a hot drop. And that's exactly what happened. Tan was able to pick up a full squad wipe while their teammate was in the gulag, picks up another one there. So like they're getting the job done regardless of how many people are around them. And I think that makes a little bit more pressure on the Team USA side, knowing that it doesn't matter the situation that Opium's in, they can still walk away with enough kills that are going to put them in a comfortable position. Now, imagine if they survive as long as Team USA did, double, maybe almost triple that number. And Team USA's got to find a way to adjust their strategy to play it a little bit better so they can play together so that they can have the full force of KSK plus Cardi to get through that late game.
Yeah, maybe don't charge in as soon as possible against an enemy, And again, I give huge respect to KSK. I will never do that. I'm like terrible at going anywhere close range. Like, give me medium range, give me long range, and I'll sit off in the corner on my own doing whatever. That is taking some huge chances. So I do respect it, but gotta wait and see, right? Game number 2 really gonna give us a whole thrill because right now Team Opium are 1 game away. They are 1 game away from taking home the grand finals and $400. Second place, $200, no short fee either. $400 is where it's at.
Oh yeah, being able to walk away with that first place prize, and of course, is the ultimate goal here. 1 game away from doing it, as you mentioned, and very excited to see if they can just continue the success and where this flight path is going to take us, because we know where Opium's going to go. We know their drop is going to the village. They're looking for that stronghold. They're trying to get their weapons as fast as possible. It works for them. They've done a very good job doing it. Team USA probably should start to look to entertain the same sort of strategy to get to a stronghold, to get their loadout faster, because I think that'll make both of them that much stronger. We just saw what Cardi could do with his loadout with the RPK. Insane. But if you get that into KSK's hands, like I said, I'm not going to knock what KSK did because I'm the type of player that's going to do the same thing. I'm going. If I see an opponent, I'm going. And my teammate better be behind me to back me up. Unfortunately, didn't have that case, but Team USA has a chance of redemption here.
Oh, 100%. And remember, both these teams, as you were saying, one goes to Village, it's Team Opium. Quarry has also been a hot drop spot, and look at this. Quarry is now in favor of Team USA. Well, we say favor, big question mark there. But it is going to be the chance. So all eyes are open here for Team USA. Do they drop Quarry once again? Do they give it their best shot? Or do they drop somewhere else?
I got money on Quarry. I think
Yeah.
the same thing as normal. Like you mentioned with players going to their comfort zones, I think this is going to be the comfort zone for Team USA. That's what they want. It's where they're going to go. The fortunate side and the other side for Opium is that they don't have as long of a glide over to Village as they have in some previous maps. So we saw them get to the ground first in the last match. Team USA, I think, should have the advantage this time that they're going to be the ones on the ground first to try to pick up some of those early kills.
Yep, we'll really have to keep track of how many people also drop out at the same time. So there goes Team USA. They are going to go ahead and line themselves up, and it's a very, very nice deploy. Taking a look here, Team Opium, though, going to be taking the long flight home, and honestly, I'm super excited to see what they can do. They've done so well, and I don't think we've actually seen a whole lot of them either. They just quietly kick some butt here, but you can already see one dropping down into the oil field, and might be taking some pot shots at them later.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, and of course, they were tracking, obviously, what was happening. You know, how many players are left in the plane as they're making their drops. Opium going a pretty decent distance away so that they know there's probably not going to be as much. If you look around them, there's probably not a lot of players that are gliding all the way up here as well. I would assume everybody else would be dropping to Hydroelectric. That was what they just flew over right there. On the other side, they're just going to go right on past and go up to their comfort zone.
Oh my gosh.
But they mentioned 8 players left in the plane as they dropped here, Team USA into Quarry, and they're already picking up some work here on the ground. Like I said, they're on the ground first. They're looking to get this early advantage that we saw Opium pick up in game number 1.
I mean, they got their pick of the litter, right? 4 voices, given some time here, and look at that. They're also quite split, right? Cardi is quite split away from his teammates, so KSK is gonna try and batten down the hatches as much as possible. But of course, where do they want to go? And was that already a kill? I'm not sure if that was for KSK or not, but if that was already a kill, that's already a step forward for Team USA once again.
I believe they picked up at least a minimum of down on the other side, and now they are starting to see some more pop up there in to the feed, and that's going to be the Team Opium actually up there on the other side. So they're finding players somehow all the way up there in Village. I didn't think anybody would be mad enough to go all the way up there. It is a more safe drop. I mean, you look at a ton of the content creators and quote-unquote professional Warzone players, that's considered one of the more safe places to go. Relatively uncontested. You might see another squad go there, but Opium's been making it their location. That is their home turf up there in the Village.
I mean, I have no qualms with it either, because I tend to drop a random house and just pray no one else had the same crazy idea I do. You know, I just, again, you are learning a lot about me, which is I am a terrible freaking player at this game. So right now, we are meeting up. KSK is currently met up there, and now they're actually going to go for this chase. So this is where the big question mark, but oh my gosh, did you see that number, Trademark? Did you already see that? It wasn't just one mad lad that dropped at the Village. It was 4. That is a team wipe again for Team Opium.
That's a great start for them, right where they want to be. Is that pops up in the feed right there as we go in with a little bit of a delay to this side of it. The team wipe for Team Opium here in Village means they have this whole thing. 20 seconds here. This is going to open up these strongholds. They're going to get all of the loot that they want. They've already got the 4 kills. They're going to get their guns. They're going to have ammo. They're going to have armor. They're going to have money. This is almost right at their fingertips. Strongholds are open, but they got another team on them.
Yeah, you know what? There are a lot of crazy people in this lobby. I think right now we're learning that
haircut with the Molotov. I would point that out. That should have exploded on his forehead, but he's very lucky.
You know, they didn't use enough gel. It wasn't as rigid as it normally is, so it's just like a whoosh right by. He's like, all right, good. I didn't pay extra for that one.
That haircut is flammable. You got to be careful.
Oh man, we are taking a look though. Team Opium realizing that this is still quite dangerous for them. And again, this is how they lit up 9 kills at the start. They have a chance at another team wipe if they get this fight perfectly.
Still playing this one smart, though. Obviously, with the UAV running out, they don't have full information anymore, but they're going to play it smart enough, share their loot, share the ammo, so that they can put themselves in a better situation for a better fight when this inevitably does come.
Ooh.
All right, gas coming in.
Yeah, and that feels really bad to get flushed out here once again. That's going to be the tag on the back of the head, and now around the building they go. A nice elimination on the other side, but unfortunate for Team Opium. And I think that's another catch as well. So both do go down.
Yeah.
This time it's not 9, it's only about 5.
Yeah, still have to see what they get out of the gulag, if anything, and hope that they do get out of the gulag for their sake. But Team USA looks like they're relatively well kitted up, have a decent amount, but see a number at least 5 on this, and they are in the gulag here.
I would laugh so hard if they were on opposite teams. I know it doesn't. I don't think it allows it, but that would have been funny. I'm not gonna lie. It does look like one already won, so we are just watching Ballbuster try and grab back.
Okay.
Looking for a couple kills. If you do get the round, and oh, you are eliminated. That feels terrible. Just hoping for your teammate. Yeah, teammate, please save him.
Hope that the teammate clutches there out of the gulag and. See one coming back out of this one, and I do get that. So Ballbuster does come back. Teammate comes in clutch.
Sometimes you raise your glass to the random teammate that you got for half a second.
Yeah, and Team USA obviously asking the question now is matter of doesn't matter if you die in the gulag. If your teammate gets the both of the kills on the other side, that team respawns.
Yep. And you're just happy about it. You're loving life, right? You're like, hey, listen, if I can ever friend you later, just let me know. And you know, maybe you don't, maybe you do, you're not sure. So, you know, did they just call you a bad teammate? Possibly, but you know what? You'll take them anyway. All right, it looks like everyone is landing in the same area, though, as Tanley is actually dropping down in the same area as Team USA. So we are actually getting both of these teams lining up, and I feel this is actually a really good play for the side of Team Opium. They know they're currently up in the lead, so they actually chase and contest almost every kill Team USA try and go for. That would be a brutal way to lock them out of game 2.
Yeah, there's a lot in caves as well. I mean, there's a lot of loot around here. There's obviously a lot of people around there. You see proximity chat. There's at least 4 picking up on this. But I think this is, again, the same kind of perspective we saw in our winners finals, I believe, where you're coming back from Gulag. You don't have anything in your pocket. You have to just kind of backpack from the safety of your teammates. Just hope that your 2 teammates are going to protect you enough by taking these fights. Because obviously Team USA want to get the kills, so they're going to try to fire back at anybody else in this area, and Team Opium is going to take advantage of that fact that they do have, you know, Mother Hen protecting them while they're trying to get some loot, trying to get some guns out of this one, but Team USA want nothing to do with it. They see that they're landing there, and they are leaving.
They're not just leaving. I think they're dropping in on a vehicle that they saw earlier as well, and this is Cardi just saying, all right, now I can lay into him, gets a few tags, but can't get the kill because the rest of the teammates are there, and Cardi is down oh so quick. And guess what? KSK is going to try his best to bring in a staple here. Can't get a whole lot of shots, but does allow time for Cardi to self-revive. Very nicely done.
Able to get the self off. Unfortunately, you can't get the tap in to be able to go at least preserve that self-revive, but able to put the fire down. You see this smoke was able to be popped as well to let Cardi get out of there, but I mean, yeah, you saw the same thing I did. There is a pretty big number on that scoreboard already.
Yeah, for the half second that it flashed by, that was 7 on a single player, Team Opium. Like, they are exceeding our expectations here over and over again, and I'm loving it so far. Right now, though, all eyes are on Team USA. Right now, if they do lose this one, it's going to feel real bad. They're going to try and fight back, but with calling in that airstrike, they're going to try and flush out at least 2 or 3 members. Can you find it? They're going to sweep around to the right. A little bit of a beam. There it is. Shots go out. And no, you cannot. KSK gets absolutely lit up.
Unfortunately, going to have to take this reset on this one and play this around the angle smart. The problem with this is you're playing on a level surface. You don't have any height advantage. You don't have a whole lot of cover here on this side. And now they're all of a sudden finding another player up here on the hilltop. So it's just got that much more difficult.
Oh, man. This is going to be a big question mark. They're not getting flanked around the sides, and I'm trying to listen in, and I think they are deciding to just kind of leave this be for the time being. Don't try and get in the middle of it.
I know I'm
I'm going to try and bait out this loadout as well. So time being taken by Team USA, playing it nice and slow. But, of course, the fact of the matter is right now, Team Opium are gathering kills by the absolute minute. Oh, great shots going out again, lighting up KSK, getting dropped very low. They are running out of armor right now, so the longer they take this site, the worse it's going to get.
Yeah, don't have a lot of armor here to share between them, and the problem with this is they're all fighting ground level. It's still getting that's one down, and they'll have to still survive in the pocket at least. So now it's up to Guardian Angel of Cardi.
Yep. Cardi's going to try
Oh,
and do their best, but they are dropped.
soon as
And that should be the finisher. That should be it. They're going to have to fight in the gulag to try and ply their ways, and this leaves Team Opium with a massive advantage of sorts. They're feeling great right now. They know they have the kills in pocket. And if Team USA drop here, it's done.
Yeah, it's up to them. They have to survive this one. It is 8-1 currently. See both of them in the gulag while they're lighting up. Players here in the river trying to get something more, and now we'll see what this advantage time is going to be here for Team Opium, because this is exactly what we saw Team USA have in their last game. This is free time for Opium to rack them up, and they're at least picking up 1 or 2 more while we go to the gulag.
Yep, gulag time is on, boys. This is where it ends or starts. KSK last time did not hold out too well in the gulag. Misses the first few shots, is chasing one. But has to immediately swap to the other side. Gets tagged in the back. Is they're going to try and chase back on the other side. Gets one. Beautiful drop there. Looking for another, though. One more to go. Trying to use the buddy as a shield, and you did. Oh, that's so rude. But you need to get one more. You have to stay alive. KSK is going to try their best. Already won. Cardi has one on their side. You get one more. Shot to the left. You do hit once. Do you get a finish? No, you can't. One more to go. You have to reload. KSK going to try their best. 3 shots. We heard a little scream. I don't know what that was. But the jailer brings him back. The jailer helped. Oh, my God.
Oh, so you get at least one back here on the other side now. It's up to Cardi. He's going to get one. Here comes the jailer on this side. It's one down. Looking for the second. Jailer's going to potentially try to flush him out. Of course, sometimes that jailer does come in clutch to give the location of that last opponent. Of course, minigun helps too. Do a little bit of damage. You do find him in the corner. 1 shot's off, not going to hit, but that is going to be a team wipe outside of this one. So you know, outside the gulag, something's going on, but the grenade timed it perfectly. He's taking notes from Justin Herbert. I see you rocking that Chargers jersey, taking notes and picking them up.
Well, in the meantime, we were talking about the extra that they got, but look at this absolute bloody brawl that just went down. Look at that. 4 bodies. 4 bodies laid up that I can only assume Team Opium just decimated.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, well, massive props to Team USA in the gulag for getting the job done. More props to Team Opium while they weren't in the gulag for getting the job done out here on the actual battlefield. They were picking up kills left and right. We saw at least 1 team wipe, at least trying to pick up 2. I think what I heard them say was a 13-2 or 13-3 score line right now. So Team Opium in full control of this situation.
That is insane to me. Team Opium, like, game 1 was a nail biter. Let's be honest. That was an absolute nail biter. And they said never again, right? It's like, we are not dealing with that another time. We're sending it, and send it. They did at least 3 squad wipes. 13 kills, at least 3 squad wipes or stragglers, whatever you want to say. But that is a ridiculous number to hang on to. And right now, they just play smart. They're very happy about it. KSK dropping a mortar strike somewhere and saying, we want a few more kills.
Ooh. That's some Akimbo's going here, picking up 4 for KSK this time around. It's a little bit of a redemption arc this time around, but unfortunately, on the other side, you just have that lone teammate. Cardi is down and looking for the money, the funds, or just outright to survive, to get out of this one, to buy your teammate back here, as both teams are now down to a lone player and trying to survive to bring him back.
Well, there it is. We were wondering where it is, you know, and, I mean, Ballbuster was sitting on about 5K, so you know the buyback's there. KSK is just like, bruh, like, come on, I got to do something here.
Yeah.
Some shots, good layup, great down, and a good finish. So 5 kills to KSK here. Got to find a bit more money.
Yeah, looking for a bit more. You imagine there's going to be some on that player. Unfortunately, that's on the loadout in the middle of the open, so a little bit precarious to be so brave to go out there. Just check these backpacks once, check them twice. Find out if they're naughty or nice. I'm gonna tell you they're naughty because there's no money in any of those backpacks. Unfortunately, you can't get anything for your teammate. Bait it out one more time and just watch if there's gonna be anybody that hits that one. Of course, that's gonna be your teammate that is there currently. You gotta hope that somebody else is there to hit it because you need that cash.
Yep, your pseudo teammate is what we like to call that, right?
Yeah.
It's Hanley sitting up in front and like, nah, you ain't getting this money. You ain't allowed this money. And it's so just brutal once again. Team Opium had done so much work, but KSK really stepping up here. 5 kills to their name, considering last time they only got 1. So very, very nice job. And we'll now see if they can rat just as well, right? Because this is still, 60 players, not great number to hold on to right now, but
Right.
still very doable.
Very doable. Unfortunate that both of your teammates are on the other side, still alive. A little bit of grief in there, just wondering where those shots are coming from. You see the red flare in the sky. It's going to be the shots out of love. That's all they're doing.
They're out of
communicating.
love. Nah, they're wishing friendly fire was on. Yeah, look at that. Go away. I love it. All in the good spirit, right? And I think that's another thing as well is, they are here to have fun and enjoy their time. But right now, KSK not enjoying it too much more. Got zapped in the back, lost a plate, and is now going to try and chase for a little bit of safety. Look at that lineup, though. Oh, dear.
Yeah, those are some hard shots to take. Precision coming over the bridge. We've already seen this once. Just not a lot of cover here, but fortunately, that is the same direction as the bridge, so I don't have to worry about that too much. It is going to be safe out of this. You see the same precision coming from the other side. That's going to force Opium to go back the other direction, at least split these two up a little bit here. The benefit out of this side is that KSK only has to find about $1,200, which is way easier than like the $3,000 that Cardi had to find the last time around. So there is a realm of possibility here that you just happen to stroll across a casual pile of $1,200, which I wish was way easier in real life too.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I'll wish for like 600, man. Like, I'll wish for that. Listen, how fast they find money in this game is ridiculous. Definitely not real life simulator here or anything like that. Right now, though, huge firefight breaking out along this bridge side, and this bridge side is very popular, I will say. I love watching the firefights, the zip in and out, but you can see here, that is a full clip unloaded by Ballbuster and landed, I think, about 5% of the shots there.
Yeah.
75 ammo, that is what it buys you.
The other side, KSK does get it down, so there's something still going on somewhere on the other side. I wonder if you're going to be able to get that full kill or not. At the same time, getting the down is advantageous in the sense if you can get to that full kill, you can actually get that money as well. But I imagine that was just one of those downs across the bridge, and that one's long gone. There's no hope for that.
Nope. He did work, though. If you can somehow tie it up with a couple of the other kills around town, and there's a chance. There's always a chance, but you can see there, massive shots going off on the wide angle. But you gotta give it a bit more time.
Yeah.
What's KSK doing? I see a vehicle there. Are they all bunkering up there? Oh, no, they're not in the vehicle. I was gonna be so excited.
What's happening right now is that the other two are just looting everything and taking every penny to not let KSK get money. That's exactly what's happening. So KSK, unfortunately, is a little bit behind, and these two are just going to follow him around and just try to prevent him from getting anything at all. There are no stimulus checks given to KSK today. I promise you that.
Yeah, and you saw it there. 14, I think, is what we saw right now against 7. So 7 kills total. It's doable. It's a possibility, but gotta get there first.
For sure.
Yep. And of course, running on these railways, I mean, you're taking your time. It's a slow climb forward. And I mean, it's fine 7 kills with only about 43 members alive. That is pain. I will say that. That is absolutely painful.
That number's not going to get any easier. See him check the cash register. There's always money in the cash register, but it's not going to find a whole lot here. A little bit of ammo laying around. Does find $500 there, so you're that much closer. You're already halfway there. You just need another $580, and then you're able to get your teammate back. And then we're really talking in business about how fast can Team USA get to work, trying to make up that lost ground. On the other side, you got to start to wonder if there's even a question mark from Team Opium of, okay, well, what if they do get that second teammate back? How much do we actually have to do, or how much should we actually be worried about them catching up to us?
And that's something only, like, I would say experienced players really know, because I always say, you know, your best bet is maybe 10% of the lobby, right? 10% of the lobby that's remaining is how much you can take, right? Like, that's on a good day, right? Like, that's on a good day. Maybe looking a little bit higher if you're having a fantastic game, but even right now, right, you're down to 36, 33. It's going to be a tough time. I'd almost say at this point, KSK might be better to go try and find a couple opponents. Try and go and fight back as much as possible, because right now, chasing for the money is great, but you're losing out on valuable time to kill people.
Yeah, that extra $500 right now is just baiting yourself out, where you're like, okay, I'm that close. I just need one more stack of money. I'm right there. But at the same time, like you said, you have to start to weigh the other side of that equation and look for these players and try to find something where you can pick up a kill or two. Try to close the gap a little bit before you get your teammate back. Because with, like I said, easiest way to find loot is off of players' dead bodies. So, like, that's literally free right there in a backpack, all conveniently bundled up for you. You just got to get to it. But on the other side, Team Opium here is looking to make some moves. They're taking some rooftops, looking for some players, and they're going to look to extend this lead.
Not just that, they're doing it in exactly the same lineup path that KSK would take. So not only are they taking money away, they're also taking away any advantage of enemy players, right? Like, this is... It's the most valid strategy out there, and we see it all the time, but it's still brutal to watch. Oh!
That's
Dead 77, living up to the name. Better change it to 78.
Yeah, looking to life number 78, looking to respawn from that one. On the other side, KSK did pick up another $1,200. So KSK does have enough money now to buy the teammate back, just has to get to the buy station. Plenty of vehicles around, does have a helicopter as well, so there are plenty of options here for KSK to get to a position while Team Opium find themselves under fire.
That was a nasty shot right there. Whoever's on the other side said, Ballbuster, you better not be in another line of fire right there. That was...
He's gonna.
That was harsh. Eyes are open, though. Second rooftop. Still just trying to bait it out, and Tanley is trying to look on the side. Another! Who is on that other side? Oh, my lord.
They're on a nasty heady up there, just not letting Team Opium get any shots here, and I think this is the time where you just got to cut and run. Unfortunately, they just waited a little too long. It's enough shots, though, to get one. Looking for the second, can't do so. That's both down right there. Very late in this game.
Yeah, both are down, and I believe they were able to buy back, so now it's once again down to Team USA. 23 members alive, 21 if you don't count yourself.
Oh, there's a Claymore?
But there is a Claymore there. This is a dangerous spot, Trademark. This is the most dangerous spot to be in.
Very precarious here. Obviously, that number in the top right corner is dropping fast. 17 other players here left in the lobby. They have at least 8 kills to make up here if they want to take this one into a game number 3. They do have guns. They do have loadouts. It looks like, at least on the side of KSK, wondering what is in the inventory of Cardi on the side. Good callouts, though. Trying to find where it's going to be. The gas mask animation. We know how dangerous that one is, but just come through. Does get the first down.
One down is good. You're looking for a little bit more. You do finish it, and you know what? You'll take that 6th. But a little bit, you can hear the calls on the back. Cardi getting chased down right now. Hoping to gather the rest, and this is speed time. This is speed time. You got 10 kills available. 10 kills are available. No time to waste. Got to start making some work here.
$13,000. Why?
Jeez. KSK is like, where was this earlier?
Right? Yeah. This would have been so nice 15 minutes ago, but at least it does get the money. There is a Fennec there. There's a couple of custom weapons, plenty of ammo as well that they can share here at this one. The point now is to get Cardi looted up. You want to get Cardi in a position where you can start to stand a chance here. It looks like they're down 15-9 right now, so they need 6 kills to tie. Looking for the damage on the tie break as well. So they need half of this lobby.
And that's going to be a pain. That's so hard, but I mean, Team USA,
he's going to hold us.
They have faith. You never run out of faith here. You never run out of faith when Cardi's in the mix. Great little shots halfway through. Get a knight below and try and get around onto this other side.
No. It's got like
Zone is closing, and airstrike on the other side of the field, so you know it's another elimination down. Only 9 players left alive, and shots go through. KSK is down, and that's it! Elimination is over! Team Opium wipe the entirety of the winner's side bracket. And they are done. Yes, you get a revive here, but KSK, you're in a bad spot, buddy.
Yeah, this is such a terrible spot to be in. Unfortunately, good crossing right there, but the mortar strike on the other side should have been enough to signify there was a team over there getting fired at. Of course, the team on the hill as well. Another self-revive is available if you can get it off. But at this point, you now have to kill all but one player in this lobby, so very tough situation you find yourself in. Got to get these shots off. Can't fire that one underwater. It's not quite a pistol. Another self-revive in the pocket. Why not make it 3?
Why not just keep going? But that is going to be it. There it is. It's a very close fight, honestly, and to last that long. Team USA put up a valiant effort, but Team Opium take the win.
A great showing as well. I mean, they started out from the gun, setting the momentum, setting the tone of how this was going to go. They came out firing immediately. Game number 1, they got to the ground first, and that was what they needed to pick up that 7-kill advantage very early on. And they picked up right where they left off. In game number 2, they just went straight back into it, picked up a ton of kills very quickly, and forced it on the Team USA to say, hey, we did our part. Team USA, if you want to keep up, you got to hit your shots. You got to do your job.
And I mean, let's not say that Team USA did not make their own run, right? Taking a look at their bracket run, all the way from the lower side quarterfinals, they made it an absolute beeline. They took out Onion. They took out Bally Boys. They took out Joey and Bryce. They took out Selfish Soldiers. They did not have an easy time making it here. So huge props to them as well.
Oh, yeah. And they're not to take anything away from them. They had such a great game in game number 1. Cardi was just absolutely coming in clutch right there as the demon of Al Mazrah, trying to salvage that one and get them into game 1. And one more kill, maybe a few more bullets, we could have been going into a game number 3 right now, but instead just too little, too short. Didn't have enough of an extended mag on that gun, I guess, and it fell 2-0.
Well, you know what? No matter what, it has been a fantastic time here. Congratulations to Team Opium for taking the dub and going home with that sweet, sweet $400. Thank you so much to everyone for tuning in to this amazing Kapp gaming tournament. There have been so many amazing times here, so if you are interested in watching even more and tuning into the 2023 season, make sure to follow this YouTube channel here. Of course, my voice is going out. My name is Orbital. With me is Trademark. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a fantastic night.
Yeah, no, I never thought that this summer would be as incredible as it is. I didn't think that a summer could be this incredible.
Every year, members of Pi Kappa Phi fraternity from across the country bike thousands of miles to raise awareness for people with disabilities.
It was definitely the best decision I ever made.
It's cool because I can call these guys my brothers and we've gotten so close.
I mean, it has some tough days, but those tough days only make you a better man, make you a better Pi Kappa.
And it was the best decision I can ever make in my life, because making those connections, friendships, people with all abilities, just going day in, day out with these cyclists, it's just amazing.
It's made me more aware of how to impact others and how to serve in the smaller ways.
You know, it just gave me a whole new perspective on everything, and my whole family, which was kind of against fraternity as well. Once they heard everything that Kapp did and the ability experience brought to the table, their whole perspective changed, and they love Kapp now.
I'm super excited to travel the country, as well as building unforgettable relationships with the different brothers around the country.
I am closer with my national brothers than I am my own chapter brothers, and so getting to experience this with so many others has been probably the greatest experience of my entire life, and I will cherish and remember this forever.